happens. We're live here.
It should just count down, right?
Maybe it's because of this.
Let's try.
Oh, that's really me. I'm sorry. So what are we live on?
We're live on
Back
Facebook
again, let's go
and
back
YouTube at
again.
the moment.
Let's do
Wonderful.
it this way.
And we're gonna be live on Garrett's Facebook too. It looks like
Oh,
maybe.
try it from there. One time my dad went live on Facebook on accident. He's completely technology illiterate.
That's the funniest.
Yeah, just did it from his pocket. It doesn't make any sense. He can't organize a FaceTime call, but he went live on Facebook on accident.
But
That's so funny.
He went around his whole workday until someone told him that he was live. So yeah, it makes sense that they can't figure it out.
Usually pretty simple.
so, what Wi-Fi are you on here? Sidebar employee.
Your computer's on trifecta 339.
It is. Okay. Let me hit that up. You can look.
Oh, I'm just.
Like everybody has their. And there's a space there, right? 339. I think so.
Yeah.
I may as well be at a baseball game. All I ate today was hot dogs and booze. I don't. It's just for no reason.
It's just a lifestyle. That's one way to live your. What is it? Tuesday? One way to live your
It is a
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah. Good luck.
What the fuck is going on?
I guarantee I'm not gonna like this though. The alcohol that is. I'm not a huge drinker.
Mhm.
Is
Vodka cranberry only.
is any of your phones on the same Wi-Fi?
No.
Yeah, mine is.
If you just open it up, it should share it.
Oh, you need password. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, how do you do that?
Like it should just do it
Are
automatically.
you on there, Don?
No, I have to have his contact. I
Mine is.
Oh, is that how it works?
didn't save it yet.
I didn't know.
What do I do?
Unlock it.
Open your
And
Wi-Fi
if he's-
usually. Go settings.
Is it trifecta 339?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Let me just
Hit
try
Wi-Fi.
or the lounge 339.
the lounge. Let me try that. That's what it is. The lounge 339.
There you go.
Well, welcome to our fans and adoring public that are already tuned in.
We are not already live, are we?
yeah. That usually works right away. There's a whole bunch of people watching.
Stop. There we go.
Okay, cool. Let's hope
Perfect.
this actually works.
Wonderful. I have to make sure to use my announcer voice to voice out like a woman.
That's
right.
Not just a woman, it's like a little girl. I have a very high pitched voice and I don't enjoy it. It's one of my least favorite attributes.
Well, that's
Probably only second to being immensely fat.
I don't think anyone likes the voice.
Ah, that's true. I hope this bourbon is good because
Me too.
I'd like to.
like to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to, no matter if you like it or not. So.
I want to drink a lot.
No, you're gonna have to.
Okay. Oh, just it's not a
Where
wine
were you at
tasting. You
there?
don't
No,
spit it out.
that's right.
You do drink it.
Yep.
Instagram here.
Oh, is this for me?
That's for you.
I'm gonna go ahead and drink that too.
Yeah. I'm getting
Rory,
thirsty.
do you have your phone on you? I do. Hey, just look up quick why my Instagram won't go live. Just look up why Instagram won't.
What have
go
you done to ban yourself recently, Garrett?
live. Hey, I'm done with the adult film industry. We're good now. Cashed in.
Who the hell called me? Oh, spam. That makes sense. What do you want to check?
This doesn't make any sense, dude.
Just look up. Just say my Instagram won't go live. Maybe it'll give us an option. It's a connection issue. It has to be. Oh,
Oh,
Boom.
We're on.
well, it's still on one, but
It's still on one?
It might be poor Wi-Fi or connection or cellular service. Is the by restream.io.
Let's just do this.
So do you often have members of
Doesn't
the
make
general
any
public
sense,
on
though,
here?
right?
Always, yeah.
You
We
guys
always
both
have.
work
We
fine,
usually,
right?
I should say, we almost
Yeah.
always have two
Wrong.
guests with us.
Oh, that makes me feel much better. I thought I was just like
Do you have
kind
Facebook?
of baggage.
And a lot of people are just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, just drink it.
Oh, that one places.
All right, well, so be it. We'll share.
We will. Only technology actually worked.
Yep.
Gotta get that.
All right, now we're ready.
All right, Garrett's gonna mess up his beautiful hair right now. Man, his luscious locks.
How am I supposed to talk into this from this side?
Yeah, turn it a little bit there.
Oh, I've been talking to
Okay.
them with them.
It doesn't really matter.
That's a bourbon screen.
To avoid spitting on it.
When you have a couple too many.
No, I can absolutely hear it. It sounds so much.
Rory
better
is gonna have a good time
Yeah,
tonight, just
I'm
so
gonna
everybody
try.
knows. Hey Don, how you doing?
Doing well.
All right. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're on.
The social media
That took you-
man
that
of
took you
Williamsport
6
had
minutes and-
technical social media
It
difficulties.
took you 6 minutes and 40 seconds to give up on.
What?
You
Is
would
that,
believe
is that so?
the amount of time he spends getting it just right. So it kind of tracks.
That would have made a great episode there.
Just talking in the background. Fuck, why won't it work?
Do you guys fish?
No.
No.
I'd
No.
like to. I don't know how. It's kind of a failure as a human, as a man especially, that I can't fish.
I so agree with you.
There's lots of lots
I
of reasons
really
that
do.
I'm a failure in life, but that's definitely one of them.
That's got to be the top one, actually. Right?
Probably morbid obesity, but
No, I think fishing, not fishing beats that.
fair enough.
Apparently, you should feel bad for not fishing.
So I will say, first thing, thank you to our sponsors, New Trail,
Cheers.
New Trail Crisp
Oh
Lager.
my gosh, let me get in on this.
I'm already almost.
I got real thirsty.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
There we go. There we go.
That 6 minutes and 47 seconds was a long time.
You guys any good at chugging beers or no?
No.
Dude.
Not
He
me.
is.
Oh, I can do
Are
it.
you?
Oh, yeah.
He deletes them.
I delete the beer and the can.
Oh shit!
That's how good I
What
am.
does that do to your digestive tract?
You don't even want to know. I'm 48 and, we won't go there. It always wakes me up in the morning. The grumbling.
Shouldn't have eaten that can last night.
Damn it, man. The aluminum got me again. They say, yo, you got to take recycling to the next level, right?
Yeah.
I did it.
Sure.
Bio digestive. That doesn't make any sense. Biorecycling. That's like composting. You are a composting unit if you eat
Yeah.
the can.
Composting master.
It's impressive. If more people would eat their plastic, we wouldn't have so much in the landfill.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? We'd all be in the river, though, from all the
Yeah, wherever
the waste
sewage goes.
processing plants, Yeah, the sewage. You'd see bottles floating, it'd be from us instead of just throwing them out the door or the window.
That's how you know people aren't hooked up to the sewer lines. If you see plastic shit floating in the river.
Rory, who the fuck are you? Where did you come
Yeah, tell us who you
from?
are,
Shit,
Rory.
let's tell us your bio.
I'm a tag along of Garrett Nolan. Garrett Nolan was invited, and I got drunk so I could steal the show.
There you have it.
No, but seriously, what's your last name? Where are you from?
Oh, okay. We'll go. Okay, my name is Rory Foreign. I'm from South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. That is a neighboring borough of Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Population about 29,000. I've actually done a research on this recently. That's the population of Williamsport.
Not
Yeah.
South Williamsport.
Southport has about a resident population of 6,000. I'm one of those. From there, did not go to college immediately. Went ahead and joined the Navy to serve my country. It was an honor and a privilege to get my college paid for. And I'm currently doing that. I'm in nursing school. to hopefully make a difference and enough money to just live.
That's awesome. So your dad is Jim.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I know who you. I thought it was you, Rory.
Yeah.
Because like I've known your family for a long time, and yeah, it's awesome to have you on. And actually, you were the one that we wanted on. Garrett is a byproduct of you
Yes.
being.
We had to
on.
tell him now that he was invited.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Garrett gets the following on Instagram, whatever other social medias he uses. Then this guy Rory, he's just been around.
That's the gem.
That is a job.
Thank you for your service, Rory.
It's a honor and a privilege. Thank you.
So how long were you in the Navy?
I was in the Navy for 4 years as
Okay.
a hospital corpsman. That is a glorified medical assistant. I worked in a pain management clinic for 3.5
Hot
years.
damn.
So
Marijuana all the way around.
I wish it probably worked better than what we were doing.
It totally would.
We were doing a lot of acupuncture and like steroid injections.
Do we have any needles up here? Because I would really like to get some acupuncture.
I was reading about this last night. Me too.
I've been
Let's go.
reading about it a long time. I'm a big hater of acupuncture. That is some fake bullshit. You ever looked up the medical definition of acupuncture? Because I have. It is the redirection of chi throughout the body. And I would just like to know any medical test where you can test chi, see how much is in your blood, maybe your spinal fluid, your feces, urine. I don't know where it is, but if you can find it, then I might believe it. But until then,
I think the
redirection of chi.
Scientologists have like a thing.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
like
The
you
metal
hold on- yeah.
rods. They're mounts. It measures where the
The
wells are.
G-rods.
Yeah, it measures where the wells are in Texas.
I can
and
do that. Listen,
Where-
I do that.
Water witch.
I'm a well witcher.
he's
Is
a
that what it
Wiccan.
is? Well,
It's well witching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
Swear to
learning.
God.
I can't tell if you're serious or not.
I'm
Can you
dead
ask?
Oh,
serious.
that's a thing. Yeah.
Listen, I can well witch any pipe underground.
We have to well witch.
I
need
can do
to-
it.
Is
Dude.
it only water or also like?
Fluids, I guess.
so rude.
Was that Rory?
That was
No, it's only
Chris the
water.
Logger from New Trail coming back up. Oh, so you can't find the oil wells. That's the real money.
You know, I never tried it on oil. I don't know if I could. Like oil is if you're in an oil area, there's oil everywhere, right? It's the formation underground that's producing the oil.
You know.
So like it'd be tough to say, oh, right here is an oil stream because it doesn't happen like that. But I bet you I could.
if
That would be cool.
I have no idea how it
Find out.
works, so I'll just have to take the word
It's,
for
it's
it.
another shitty science.
What if you had like 2 milkshakes and 2 straws? Could you suck it up from someone else's? That's a deep cut. I think Don gets
Listen,
the joke.
we'll pop this bottle here in a minute. And we'll
Don
figure
gets
it
it.
out.
All right. All right.
We'll
Garrett,
figure it
do you
out.
know where that joke is from?
Oh, it's from a movie in the mid 2000s.
There will be blood.
Yep.
That's what it's from.
There will be blood.
That guy that played Lincoln.
Awesome.
All right.
Garrett,
Yes,
how you
sir.
doing? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Honestly, I was just more entertained with what was going on here to my left.
You sound incredible through my headphones.
You sound incredible through my headphones too.
Thank you,
Music to my
gentlemen.
ears.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I think
Keep
I have
going.
I have to adjust some stuff. Like he sounds too good.
Turn him down.
Turn him down.
Mute his mic. He's had enough attention already.
Well, this was a good
Go
podcast.
on.
Joe, so-
So
Go
this
on.
is this is the first podcast I gotta say that we actually have questions from people
Yeah, we have-
for Garrett.
We're
Why?
This will
pre-prepared
be-
questions from the public.
True story.
How'd you get so hot? Go on, King.
Well, that's
If we take
definitely
this
from
my
his
DMs,
mother.
it'll be it.
Definitely from his mother.
Well, first tell us who you are, Garrett. For anyone who doesn't know.
Well, coming from my perspective, just a man who also went to South Williamsport, native of that. Yep.
There you go, brother.
Yeah. So this whole phenomenon of like social media stardom literally was never in my cards. And I didn't dream of this or anything. As probably any of you who know me growing up, you know, I wasn't running around maybe
For sure.
saying this is what I want to do or be. But in the cards of going to college and trying military and all these things, I just fell into place with it. And yeah, I've always loved to entertain. As far as I'm really socially awkward when it comes to things like this, but you put me on a stage or something scripted, I love that stuff. So it's kind of in that alley, social media. You get scripted and
Garrett
So then-
loves to make a person laugh. He
no,
got himself kicked out of National Honor Society for farting too much in class. So he likes to make
Is
a
that
scene.
true?
That is
It is true.
fact.
I was the only
That's
person in
so
South Williamsport history to get denied access to National Honor Society for
Farting in class.
farting in class.
That's pretty wild.
And I pooped my pants on one of those farts. That's probably the one that did it.
Was it a poop or was it a shard?
It just depends on what ended up in the short pants. Was it painted on or a log ended up there?
It was actually log.
Log.
was log
Wow. So
form.
you really did shit your pants.
we
We were actually talking about shitting our pants on our way here.
we were, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how that.
Wait,
come up.
was that the first time to the bar or the second time?
What now? Oh, the second time.
Second
on our way
time, yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yes.
Before the drinks, we were just talking about shit on our pants. My last
As grown
time-
adults.
Yes, as
too.
grown adults, of course. My last time was July 4th, 2013. Less than a year ago, I shit my pants.
Wait, 2013 or 23?
23. That
Okay.
is, that is 5 drinks. That shouldn't do that to me that easily. Kind of another failure as a man.
You know, that's still not as big as the first one.
It's a bold admission.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No, I'm very open book.
But yeah, we discussed this because it's been a while, but I got nearly to the edge of shitting my pants today.
Yeah.
Today.
Wait, is that why you had to leave so quickly? And you said, hey, it's going to take 30 minutes for me to get back.
Run home, switch
I
out.
had to check
shower.
the damage. There was none. I still have the same pants
We
on.
couldn't
so.
believe that the solution to shitting your pants is just taking a shower. You know, you don't have to do anything else. Just get them off, clean off, accept that you shit your pants, and keep going. You know, it happens.
This is great. Let's get on to some benchmark here.
What is benchmark?
So we've been doing a series, and the series is benchmark, and it's a bourbon.
Okay.
We had the base level benchmark 3 weeks ago, which was a $17 bottle.
Plastic screw top.
$17 whole dollars.
It was amazing.
What's that?
It was
adjusted
one of the
for inflation?
best bourbons that
I'm
we've
taking
ever
your
had.
word
Top
for it.
5.
Yeah, it was good. And
It was
now-
really good. Yeah.
So there's a series of them. So now we have Benchmark's top floor. So whiskey that's been aged. on
Don't
the
open
top
that yet,
floor of the-
Rory.
Of the
Not
warehouse.
yet.
Back in the package.
You smack your hand with
Yeah.
a roller.
He's making
I
things up.
think there's a process to this.
Just a little one.
All right.
We'll learn you.
So bourbon that matures on the top warehouse floors tend to age faster as heat rises. Top floor Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey is smooth and well-rounded to be enjoyed straight with ice. Straight, comma, with ice or your favorite cocktail.
You're supposed to water it down. That seems
Negative.
wrong.
Yeah, I should have just omitted the last couple words there. So Eagle Rare, a whiskey that we famously love,
Oh, that is so much.
also from the Buffalo Trace Distillery, is 10 years old. But Eagle Rare is always aged on the bottom floors of the warehouse. And it's supposed to get kind of a smoother, mellower, gentler aging process for 10 years. This is probably 4 years old. They put it up in the heat in the rafters and just let it cook.
In the barrels.
Yeah, in the barrels.
Interesting. So we kind of go through this, guys. We will sip, we'll smell the bourbon, we'll smell the aromas,
Okay.
see how it smells, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Then we're all going to try it, and we're going to taste the complexity or the non-complexity of the bourbon. And like 3 weeks ago with the base level benchmark, it had so much complexity. You could taste so many different things going, and then it opens up to the air. You take another sip, it's something totally different.
Okay.
And then we talk about the cigar, try the cigar, we see what the cigar does with the taste of the bourbon, vice versa. And it's gonna be fun. So which one of you guys is gonna smoke today?
Looks like it must be Rory.
I think Rory,
Thank you.
Rory is smoking.
I have
The last time I smoked a cigar was maybe in my 18, 17, and I threw up.
what a
Oh yeah, we don't want that.
I wouldn't throw up. I'd be fine with it, but
And the last time you drank bourbon?
today.
I was gonna.
No,
get
I'm
to
just
that.
kidding.
I've never.
No,
had
bourbon's
bourbon.
actually a
I
drink
was
that
today years old.
my brother loves bourbon, so as a younger brother, I kind of follow in his steps.
Yep.
I like bourbon. Yeah.
Cool. So you won't
I-
go up in the bourbon.
No.
I certainly don't like bourbon. I don't like any alcohol really. I kind of just like getting drunk. So like I don't drink beers. I don't drink that soft stuff. I wanna just get to it. Let's get to the drunken part.
So
Vodka
tonight
cranberry.
you're gonna learn something. You're gonna savor
Yeah.
the bourbon.
You might actually
You
learn.
might
that
actually,
like.
you will appreciate this.
I
You'll
hope
appreciate
so.
this. So Garrett's dad and I, Mike, we used to hang out, him, Tony Yerger, and myself.
Yep.
have spent many nights at the bar, walking home over the bridge to South Side, where all of us live, and just enjoying a night. I'm not going to say away from the women, but away from the women.
Yeah.
You know, it gets crazy. Like women and men are like yin and yang for real. It's true, and like it's always going to be that way. And in the whole course of anybody's lifespan, like you either deal with it or you don't.
Or
And
there's an
some people you just can't deal with,
There's an
right?
alternative here, Anthony, and it's called being gay. And then you avoid it completely. You just have a happy life.
I mean, I guess ultimately that
Yang and
might be a solution.
Oh my gosh.
Is that the yin and the yang or the yang and the yang?
If you don't think I was born gay every day, oh, these women these days.
Wait, are you gay?
I wish. It just,
I'm just asking. I
No,
mean,
no.
You're actually practically almost married.
love you, honey. So much. So
all right. So
much.
listen, I smell this, and right off the top,
No.
I smell like fruity pebbles or something.
So
The
before
hell
I
are
go
you
and
talking
smell,
about?
Yeah, go ahead.
I consider you both connoisseurs at this compared to me, and you probably are connoisseurs. What am I looking for here?
Oh, that's a
You
good
just
question.
tell us what you smell.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're gonna smell a bunch of
Smell
weird
these fingers.
things.
No.
About to- like I know that job too well.
No,
You're gonna
it-
smell a bunch of weird things tonight.
It smells like alcohol. It smells like just alcohol.
Now close your eyes and
All right,
really
all right.
and
Okay,
really
okay.
try
Yeah.
to smell it.
After the ethanol.
And listen, when
So
you
I was
take a
going-
smell,
I
you
was-
open your mouth up.
I was
as
gonna
you're
tell you
smelling.
that. It's too late.
Oh, my mouth.
So that was good advice. After the ethanol,
Yeah.
wait for that.
Yeah.
I got something actually.
Which is
It's like cinnamon, but it's like I don't know. I want to say apple, but not. I know it's not that.
yeah.
Oh,
I was
you
gonna
know
say
what? I'm not gonna lie.
maple syrup.
Yes,
It's
it was sweet
definitely
like an apple.
something
But
from a
that's-
tree, and I'll give you apple. I'll give you maple, but it's definitely.
I smell fruity pebbles, guys. Like I don't know if it was a sambuca from earlier or
I'm still
Like,
trying to get the
I'm not gonna-
43 out of
See,
it.
I think I just might be. What's the word?
I think I'm getting drunk just smelling.
You
this.
could you could talk me into a lot of things.
in a good way.
I think I smell the fruit pebbles too.
Thank you. Like
Let me-
the
let me
first
smell
thing
it.
off my nose was seriously
It-
fruity
it
pebbles.
smells
What
like
I said? Oh, I said Lucky Charms last time, and you
You
thought it was
did.
crazy till you
And
found
now
it.
it smells
listen,
fruit pebbles.
those Lucky Charms came out like crazy.
Yeah,
But that was only after the cigar was lit, right?
right.
Like the cigar totally changed the
Brought out, like, a
profile.
marshmallow
last time.
character.
Yeah.
All right, let's drink it.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
drinking
take
now.
a sip. We got to take
We
a
have
sip.
to?
Cheers, guys.
all right.
Thanks for coming on.
Of course, it's an honor and a pleasure. Oh wait, tap it. Oh my god!
It's interesting. So
Wow.
this has a unique texture to it, right?
It does.
It almost like it kind of dries your tongue as it comes over. Like you licked wood, like you licked the barrel that it came out of.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny?
yeah.
In all other circumstances, licking wood probably not a good thing. But you're describing this liquid that you like, and I'll agree with you.
This is the first podcast that like I yeah, I agree.
You know what? If you're into licking wood, this is it for you.
So wait, what kind of wood did that taste like, Rory?
go back to it.
Yeah, we
Just take a little
pick a
sip.
species.
Let it roll off the back of your tongue.
He's trying to get drunk.
No.
I am not getting drunk on this. This hurts. Sorry, I just drooled. Oh my god. It hurts my insides to drink this. I genuinely don't. I don't like alcohol because it hurts. And this is one of them.
But past the pain,
Oh, yeah,
past this
past the pain. Let me take
nasal
it-
feeling you're having.
Let me take
There's
another
a
sip.
there's a flavor to
Let me
it.
take another sip.
Yeah, after your third glass, too, it'll stop hurting.
Oh, not good.
I think he's taking more and more of every.
If
You
I
know,
had
what
to-
you know what you need to do. Take a sip of that water right there.
Oh, not great about it. Let's clear the palate.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay.
I noticed that it. I don't know if this is like an interaction that happens, but it almost like crawled along my tongue. Like,
Oh,
it didn't like
You feel it a long way because it
the
hurts.
sensation of it, which was kind of neat.
But
I
what
mean,
do you
yeah, it
taste?
seems-
Like I'm tasting a flavor profile that is very unique. I haven't had this in any other bourbon that we've done.
If I had to name a tree, it'd be I have no idea. Like a white pine, maybe. Maybe even a white birch.
I'm trying to like geographically think of where I've been and seen it.
Oh.
But a bunch of different
This isn't a
trees.
Midwest.
No,
tree.
this is
This-
definitely East Coast. I'm feeling.
I would even go Rocky Mountain tree.
so?
I don't know what's up there. Probably the same stuff that's here, but
Alpine spruce.
oh, that's such a good name.
That is a good name.
You know, it's got a texture that's really distracting. That like I can't
Yeah.
get around to what that profile is.
I would say it has the same viscosity of most other liquids. So I'm not sure how the texture would change much. I feel bad that this is an alcohol podcast and I hate alcohol.
So listen, Rory, all we want to hear is how much you love water.
Listen, water.
This
Have you
water.
had water?
Let's
recently?
talk about this
It gets.
water.
Oh, let me just take another sip here. Stand by.
Did you say this was sitting for 4 years?
Yeah. This is a four.
So that's the
Kentucky
process. That's
straight bourbon
impressive.
whiskey is 4 years, unless it has an age statement.
It doesn't though.
This doesn't, no. But if it says like 10 years, then every drop in that bottle has been aged for 10 years. It could say 4 years on it, but it could be mixed with barrels that have been there for 20 years, but you can only list the lowest one.
I see. Nice scratch.
So I think we need to get to a couple questions, Don, for Garrett here.
Yes, sir.
If you guys are ready.
Yep.
So
Anybody else has questions? Put them in the
Yeah,
comments.
anybody
We'll see
else?
you.
Last time we had a problem with the comments though.
Yeah.
And I don't know how
don't know
to
if we fixed
change
it or
that,
not.
you know? But I should have had this pulled up already. Where do you get to that? There it is.
Notes.
Okay.
Oh, this is for me.
Question number
Whoa, That is
one.
a lot of questions.
Garrett, should we phrase this like Jeopardy maybe in the answer of a
Oh, we
question?
can. We
No,
can.
it's gonna
okay.
work.
We need time.
How many messages a day do you get on your social media platforms?
Um.
Oh
So
So I get a lot, just so you know. But go ahead.
yeah, nowadays, since social media has evolved and it's like evolving so quick that I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
But you can like filter out messages and only have like requests or a certain amount a day. But when I first started, it had to have been thousands and thousands. Like to go through it would have been taking a year.
Because
So-
you gotta
Like
think,
how many after you filter them out? Like how many messages do you actually reply to? And how do you say, okay, I'm going to reply to this one? And I know like
Right,
it took
right.
a lot for you to reply to me. So like
Well,
What'd you ask me? Maybe it was a
it's
context.
irrelevant right now. It's irrelevant.
let's just say this whole social media experience has closed my circle off like really quick.
Yeah,
in
for
a
sure.
healthy way, maybe too healthy of a way. But I don't respond anymore at all. However, anybody that has done the job that I've done and sit in this chair, if they were asked, do you look at your messages? They're lying if they say no. Like, you know,
Right.
you get bored sometimes. You're sitting there and you're like, I've done all my work for the day, and you go in and see. And it's usually just really amusing. And like, I couldn't even imagine. You've seen some of my messages.
oh, I send
but
a hate mail on the daily.
yeah, those are the only ones I reply to. But I don't understand how some people can question the things that they do or try to get another human's attention by saying some of the shit they say.
So how do you gauge like your relevance right now compared to like back in the day? And like I don't know all the things that you're doing now. I don't know all the things that you did back in the day. I know like all your cat gigs and shit. That was
Yeah.
really fucking funny, right? But then you took a little turn, you got a little more serious and not and provocative, and now you're
Yeah.
back into like this whole realm of fuck, I'm going out to 3 auditions this week, and like you grew, and we all grew with you in the community for real. Like it was pretty cool.
I appreciate you saying that. That makes me feel reassured that you say that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it feels like people from this area, other than like the nuclear people I surround myself with, I don't hear that feedback. So cool. But yeah, I think this happens too, and it just happened at a weird time in my life. Like my frontal lobe just fucking fully developed
Right.
like 6 months ago. So
Mine still hasn't.
and mine still hasn't, quote unquote, but like all my mind was wrapped around was like, affirmation from women and just having the time of my life and this and that, which it should probably be for everybody in their early 20s. But something just, I actually just on a whim, something clicked in my brain. It said, you have to go. You have to just isolate yourself from everyone. So I left for Japan, and something like chemically changed in my brain where it's like, you know what? This whole physical world's like kind of an illusion, and it's like a game. I was like, oh shit,
Possibly a simulation.
possibly a simulation, but whatever you want to. And I get it. Like there are a lot of, I could be stepping into some religious grounds here with people, but long story short, something happened within myself rather than just constantly grabbing this or that or this cool car, or trying to meet this person that. I was like, okay, let's try to. And I took a break from social media because I thought it wasn't for me and stuff. But yeah, I was like, I can create art that can really touch people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at now.
That's super cool. And we see all the posers out there, the Garrett Nolan posers that are not the official Garrett Nolan page, took over on your hiatus. I would have to assume Rory was one of those.
He might be two or three.
I haven't posted any social media. Probably about 3 years.
Under your own name.
Yeah, yeah. They hate comments around Garrett Nolan Lover 69, but
Oh, I'm actually I follow that one.
I put out good stuff. It's a lot of just disparaging remarks, telling him that he has to go back, stop doing this, give up on your dreams.
Yeah.
Just show us what the people want, and that's his abs. If they weren't so rock solid, people wouldn't want them. Like a washboard down there. You could probably wash your clothes on his abs.
No, you definitely could.
Oh,
But like you could wash your clothes on my 12 pack too.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I'm just saying. You could roll them out on me. Wash them on Garrett. Roll them out dry. And we'll go to Rory for the blowjob.
I do what I'm at.
Dodd, let's go to another question. Do you have them on there or do you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
mine? Okay. This is good shit, guys. I like it.
Cool.
I will drink so much more if we're ever back.
I'm still trying to figure this taste out though.
The fruity pebbles.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying? Fruity pebbles?
It was, but it's not the taste.
No.
You are
Oh.
so full of shit if you think it tastes like fruit
It smells a lot more like maple, like the just those darker, sweeter
Dude,
characters.
It's totally pecan.
You know what? Oh
Simple
man,
bits.
it does smell sweet. Like you're very right.
Are you mic dropping? What are you doing?
No, I got some.
Stand by.
So Garrett,
No, go ahead, go
people would like to know what was the weirdest question or comment or message you've received from a fan.
Oh.
This is a good one.
You may be able to help me with this.
I help Garrett a lot with.
Yeah, he films a lot of my
I
content. and
film a lot of his content, and he also bounces a lot of ideas off me. Like, hey, this guy just asked me for blank, or this woman, or this. I'm just using guy as a term for all people. He just asked me this question: how would you respond? And I give him bad advice because I have never been in his situation, nor do I have any idea what it would be like to have millions of followers and thousands of people at his beckoning word, just ready to commit crimes to get his phone number.
See, I kind of sat myself down and tried to, and I use this as like a little acting training, if you will. I was like, all right, let me put myself in somebody else's shoes that would say something like I want you to drink my blood or some, like
Yeah, right.
some weird. I'm like, okay. It just comes down to a
say yes
fantasy.
to that.
What's that?
You didn't say yes to that.
I didn't say no.
Hepatitis is a bitch. I wanna be-
But I think it just comes down to it's just strictly fantasy. Yeah, you might have some people that would actually go to the limit, but they just want to see how far they can push. You know what I mean? With certain people or icons or this or that.
So then let's go there. What was the furthest that somebody has pushed you on social media? Maybe not necessarily the craziest question, but who pushed you the furthest? Like there's got to be some kind of memory out there of that one person that was like,
there's plenty. You mean in like a negative way or
no, in any way, like one that will. I don't know which way I mean that. That's a good question.
because there's a lot of negative.
Probably negative.
without getting too deep into it, it's like I've been spending a lot more time in Hollywood, and it's enlightened me to the truth of it. And yeah, like everything you hear about as far as like this trafficking and stuff and all that, it is happening.
Yeah.
And it is like there. It's kind of scary too. Like that's probably the worst negative things I've seen in the industry so far. And you are kind of powerless over it because you're like, oh, these people that like are billionaires, are doing this. So anyways, that would probably be the line that I would say.
That's
is the
crazy.
Worst influences.
Yeah.
And then all the way to the best. Probably my guy here. He pushes me quite a bit. But from like a
Downstairs and into washing machines mostly.
Back in high school, it was lockers.
we've upgraded to the washing machines.
All right, so here's one for both of you guys.
Yeah, okay.
How many hours a day do you take making content?
So
I'll let you answer.
yeah,
some
I
of that.
film a lot of Garrett's videos, and it depends on what we're doing. We had filmed kind of like a action scene where he was, getting ready for something. This was the one that we did at your house. Where
Oh, this one
we
took fucking forever.
so his idea was
We
he was
didn't
gonna
even use it.
lift it. He was going to lift his couch where he had like a concealed weapon underneath the couch, and to make it more cinematic, he would kick the ottoman, the footrest, down his stairs.
Oh, we did use this. Okay, good.
And he probably kicked that ottoman down the stairs 20 times, maybe like up to 30. And he'd have to go down every time, pick it up, carry it up his tight stairs where he keeps bouncing off the side rails and just put it down and be like, all right, we're going to get it this time.
Keep in mind the best part of this is I always call him my roommate. It's just my dad. But when I come to visit here, I stay with my dad, and we film a lot of these fucking reckless videos
We
there.
fucked up
It-
his house.
we-
There's so many holes in the drywall. We broke a
broke doors.
socket, like the electrical socket.
It's gotten to the point where my dad comes in and he's already expecting stuff, and he'll just look at me with these like death stares and just go,
What the fuck did you do today, Garrett?
when it literally looks like that would be the response, and then he'll just nod his head and we'll start fixing things.
But to put a number on it, I mean,
Is it like every day?
I probably help Garrett out 3 to 4 days a week.
Okay.
And I also have like, I'm like a college student.
Yeah,
I
you're
have
a full-
shit going on.
You have like a
I'm-
part-time job, and yeah.
So
I'm so confused why we couldn't get the phone to work then.
Oh yeah, I know.
But to put a number on it for how many hours, oh man, I would say we probably average 2 hours a day. Because there's days
Filming,
that,
yeah.
there's
And then I
days
write
that
scripts
go,
for like
oh
an
my
hour.
goodness. Garrett is always doing a lot of editing. Like I can just drive past his house and see if he's working or not, because he's always editing. Because it's a lot of different. He's adding sounds, he's adding music, he's adding different cuts to figure out what he wants it to look like, and he goes through a lot of different drafts before he finds the one that he wants to put out. And if it doesn't do the right numbers initially, he has to go back and change it up a little bit, figure out what people like, what people don't like. So there's a lot to it. If he has one video out, it probably took, what do you think, 3-4 drafts before that was the one he settled on?
Yeah, unless it's just a lucky one that people
Yeah.
just grab immediately. And that's the weird thing about social media is you can have millions of followers and still not get traction.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of posts, not a lot, but I've seen some posts that are only like, a couple thousand. And then
Yeah.
you see some that are like fucking crazy
Oh,
14 million
his
motherfucking people.
His cat
you
video,
know?
I think, got over 100 million.
Yeah,
Is that accurate?
somewhere around there.
It's
And
so many. Like that cat video, he's done lots of cat videos. Obviously, that's some of his most popular content. But he had one recently that was so funny. He did it on his own. And I was like, this is hilarious. You have to put this out. And like social media censorship is like a big deal. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
He didn't swear. He didn't cuss. He didn't show profanity. He didn't get naked. It was all clothed. There was
for
nothing.
once.
Yeah. And they took it down within a couple hours where they were like, well,
So what was the problem?
Yeah.
I guess the idea was like just to say it was a very quick video.
Yeah.
It's like okay, the first scene is like when you're talking dirty to somebody and you're not in person with them, and then when you're actually in person with them, you're like, oh fuck, like we're not going to do any of this, like
Yeah,
in your
right.
mind.
You talked a big game and then you got there and you
Exactly.
realized this was Pee
The
Wee.
big game talk and the game doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I just mouthed some words and put the bleep sound in. And for whatever reason, I think that triggered some type of,
AI software don't like it.
but it's an ever changing algorithm. And I've stopped getting like, you can't control these things.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
So I'm ready for another nip,
I see that.
another couple
another
fingers.
nib.
Keep it to yourself.
So Garrett, in our industry,
Yes.
you get a nip by the fingers. So you can have one finger,
Oh,
two
okay.
fingers, 3 fingers.
Looks like you're about a
So
two.
would you say like a 4 nip, 2 nip?
I mean, that's pretty. It's always a 2 nip.
What
Let's
finger
make that clear.
It's got to be even at least.
I can't just get a single nip to suckle on.
If you start with your pinky, you're got a pretty small nip. But if you start with maybe your ring finger, your middle, you got a bigger nip. So what nip do you start with?
So it's just fingers, actually. It's not nip. The nip is the nip.
What if you used a fucking thumb and just got big old nips in
That's
there?
what I do when I go to a bar.
Yeah. All right.
4 thumbs, please.
How many nips did you just fucking give me? Whose fingers are we using?
That all depends on how much you drink
Yeah,
at the time.
what if it's
Really?
a real small barmaid?
So I see Garrett over there, and you're definitely smelling the difference now, right?
Yeah.
smells a
Yeah.
lot different.
That last sip of the first glass was like a really vanilla extract, but like crazy watered down.
Yes. You're describing this in every way that I couldn't, but yeah, that's a
It
good
really
description.
does smell like very sweet, but tastes like an axe is going through my throat.
But you have to admit this, and I think that we can all say this is like that second. What do we call this? This is the nip.
The
No,
second.
the nip is how many fingers.
Oh,
you
okay.
No. The
No.
nip is we're having a nip
Oh,
of bourbon.
Oh, I see.
The
But
fingers is how much you have.
look at me acting so confident in that answer.
This
no,
whip-
you
That was
fucking
pretty close.
dumbass. A nip is this. I
anyways,
clearly don't know.
it's significantly different. It's not as sharp in there as the first time. I'm kind of used to it, so now I can
Right.
smell the flavor a little better.
So it's still not that complex.
I smell waffles.
I'm
Like
getting
it's-
vanilla.
Waffles.
It's so sweet. It does smell
There is
sweet.
vanilla for sure. But like it's
And-
still the same flavor,
Mhm,
the same flavor profile the whole way.
mhm.
Like there's nothing that's changing dramatically in this.
Yeah.
Like the first benchmark.
You're talking about the previous episode, or I don't know.
No, this one
whenever you
too.
last did it.
This one's just like it tastes the same.
Mhm.
I mean, it has a little different flavor, but it's not
It's
like
moving. It's not like the last time was
Yeah.
really rigid.
for sure.
How would you describe rigid in terms of measurable taste? Is that an umami or
Can we go by fingers and then
sweet, sour, umami, or bitter? Would you say
No, it tastes like bourbon.
that's not one of the taste buds? But I'll take your word for it.
You're acquiring a new taste bud here.
sometimes I think we should have like an olive oil tasting. Right.
Oh,
So like
Wanna
you
come back to
like
that?
you
I have a fun story about olive oil. I went to Italy after high school, and I was asked to leave a restaurant because I kept dipping my bread in the communal olive oil. It was very rude of me looking back at it now, but they're like, please stop doing that. They didn't speak English the entire time, but once they told me to stop being a fucking dumbass, they spoke perfect English. King's English, if you ask me.
and then you were gone.
And I said, you know what? That's fair. I fucked up. How much do I owe?
I
ya?"
can't do that.
Yeah, it was very rude of me. I admit it, but I just I was new to the culture. I didn't know. Not a lot of olive oil.
So olive oil you get the taste of that on the back of your tongue. So when you take olive oil, and it's similar to bourbon, I feel you have to.
I would be interested in tasting.
yeah.
Whoa. And it goes to the back.
That process
Now-
is called atomizing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The problem with bourbon is that it will totally separate out the alcohol from everything else. So the alcohol will go all the way to the back of your throat, not your tongue,
Oh.
That
and everything else sits on your tongue.
So
So like if you do that, like you're gonna choke. Don't do it, Rory. You will not do it. I don't think Garrett chokes a whole lot.
He's
No.
tested it.
I'm selective with what I choke on.
Well, you should try. You might choke on this too. You might choke.
But what happens then is the alcohol you're gonna swallow it, but then when you're left with just all those really nice characteristics, and it's not kind of encumbered by everything else.
I'll
Yeah.
try and atomize this sip.
Oh, don't do it. Grab the bucket.
If you have a trash can,
There was no atomization there.
It was just straight down the
It
hatch.
hurts. So, I'm supposed to keep it in my mouth. Not a chance.
I couldn't do it.
Like my saliva is just falling out of my mouth. Like a
So do you
dog.
taste it? So you try to keep some on your tongue though. No.
No, I can
Right.
experience it, but
So the alcohol is going to go back and it's kind of separate. It's like taking a pretzel and putting it in a screwdriver, meaning a vodka and orange juice. And the vodka goes into the pretzel, but the orange juice comes out, right? You drink down the orange juice and you're left with a vodka pretzel.
What the
So it's
fuck?
kind of like the same thing, except the alcohol is going back and then you taste the flavor profile.
Pretzel?
Yeah, you got to try it.
We'll get one up here. We'll try
Yeah,
it.
orange juice
I'll
pretzel.
try one. Orange juice pretzel.
Or vodka pretzel.
It's good.
Yeah.
I've never tried
So-
that. That was interesting.
Yeah, it's part of the so the Starbucks corporate training, but then like every single week they're constantly tasting coffee. The guys who like run the stores and check on stores and stuff, let's have a coffee tasting. And they atomize it across their palate because coffee and bourbon are extremely similar. There's a lot of like burnt, charred characteristics because barrels are charred for bourbon. But you're
Tracks.
kind of pulling that apart and getting into the complication of it.
Don, you have such a silky smooth voice.
I
I
appreciate
just
it.
love hearing it
does.
blast my ears. I hope I fall asleep. I'm gonna fall asleep to this. I just have to isolate you only. It'll make no sense.
This
There will
is
be no
great.
words.
We were talking about hating your voice. Like I don't think
I
anybody
know.
likes your voice, but everybody tells
yours
me.
is great.
So all right,
I'd
I'll
fall
take
asleep
word
to your
for it.
voice. If you could just
This is the one thing I'm gonna agree with Rory on.
silky
So true.
I just got the good mic.
Oh, we are bringing out
That is,
the
listen,
boys.
I think my mic is going bad. I think I blew the mic.
might have.
Like I'm trying to hold it down a little bit because every time
Yours
I
is
get
full of
loud,
smoke.
it is full of smoke, but like a crackle. So I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah.
trying to hold it down.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Oh,
tonight
should I
we
break-
have
should I break this out?
a Rocky Patel disciple.
Is that a relative of Rocky Balboa?
It is not
Oh, okay.
Rocky Patel. I would say would probably knock the socks off of Rocky Balboa.
Ooh.
Don't even say that. Are you not a Philadelphia fan?
It's irrelevant.
Okay.
It's not. It's,
Should
in
I
the,
hand this to you?
it's ingrained in the culture.
Swap? That's very kind of you.
So the process that
He's
you're
a good
doing now,
host.
I've seen this done, but
What
Is
side
this
do
just-
I suck on?
why can't you? Or is that the side you light? Though,
Usually-
side that you're
no,
using?
Usually the side with
Balls
the
on
wrapper.
one
So
sides.
the side I cut, Rory, is the side that you suck on.
The side with the label.
Sorry,
That's the
thank you.
tip. So
I
you cut off the back end of this,
Yeah.
and I on this one with this cutter, like, I like to get the full flavor. I like to get like a lot of smoke. I don't inhale. I just blow it right out, but I keep the flavor in my mouth then, right?
Mhm.
And then when you do that and you
So you-
sip the bourbon,
So you straight cut them to help with that.
straight cut them,
Yeah.
Mm.
100%. A lot of people punch it. They'll put a little hole in the end here, and then you're drawing, and it's kind of drawing everything up on the front, but on the back, you're only getting a real narrow area that
Mhm.
you're sucking it through.
Mhm.
So I find, me personally, like when you do that punch, it gets a lot more bitter at the end. If you do the full draw the whole way, I feel you get a full cigar out of it.
Mhm.
So if I have a punch, I tend to like put it out sooner than later.
Mhm.
Now a lot of guys just like, so there's a wrap on this end here,
Yep.
and you can see it right there. See that line?
Oh yeah. Okay. That's kind of your mark.
So that's a
to-
cap, right? So if you cut it too far, that cap comes off, and that
Oh, I see.
cap will like keep some
Unravel.
of the flavor in there
Yeah.
too.
So
you wanna
you're
cut
only
it thin.
taking just a little bit off the top.
Just a little
there.
bit. Now on these, I'm cutting a little more because
You're circumcising it.
I am. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. And look, I cut a little too much off that one. So Rory got the best one here, which I'm proud to give it to you.
It will go to waste.
So here, it's kind of fucked up.
I'm not trying. I'm telling you, I don't know what the I'm doing.
You better fill his glass.
I hope they
No
split
shit.
cigars. You're gonna have at least.
I'll
one.
try.
Somebody-
Yeah.
We've
Somebody's
shared
gonna
sticks
smoke that
before.
cigar.
So you also have seen people light it before you like suck on it, right?
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
I was supposed to suck
Yeah.
on it. No.
So
Kind of warm it
you
up.
light it up. See how it's all flaring up?
Yep.
So what this does is that gives you an even smoke. So it's burning it up, so it's all even. And then when Rory takes a puff,
I'd be honored.
here you go.
Oh, you gotta put it on?
He almost gagged on that, guys. Just so you know.
I feel
But
like
you
I'm about
see
to
how
solve
it's
a
burning
crime.
perfect now, right? Here.
You looked like you had an epiphany.
He did.
I got one
Did
of
you
these
see
for
that?
I saw it in his eyes.
You know, I had to define an epiphany one time, and for like some church thing, it's a sudden realization of great truth
Yeah.
through a dreamlike sequence, and that is the actual definition.
This guy's just over here memorizing the dictionary. I like you, Rory.
I'm autistic.
So, this cigar
I can
being a
smell
very
flavor.
it's a
Suck
very
on it,
robust
Garrett.
cigar, but it's got a lot of flavor to it,
Mm.
and it's tasting a little more sweet than I thought it would.
Mhm.
This is going to go real well with this bourbon.
Yeah, this bourbon. I mean, halfway through the second glass, it's thinning out. Tell me what you think, Garrett. But it's kind of thinning out. You're getting some like light vanilla, like you said earlier. There's still some maple in there. Butterscotch is kind of coming forward. But all the darker characters are kind of fading away.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me go back into it here.
Wow, listen. It had a pecan type taste to me, the bourbon. And now, like, this is no joke. It's never come across this way before. It's smoked.
Mm.
Like, I can taste a smoked pecan through this after having the cigar.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you taste it?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah. It's nuts. Like, it totally changed the profile from a cigar perspective. It's still got the same profile that it had in the beginning, though.
Yeah, it's a little nutty. It's a little woody. It's 86 proof. I don't know if we mentioned that earlier.
You didn't.
On the lighter side for sure, as far as ethanol. But I think it's kind of so light that it's got room to pick up characteristics from anything else.
I
That's going
agree. For sure. Listen, my mic is really fucked up, so I'm like turning it every which way to
you're
try to
good.
get some kind of sound.
What are you doing?
That
to
sounds
it?
better.
Oh,
Oh,
that does
There's
sound
just
better.
nothing here. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Is that a little better?
I'm speaking
So-
perpendicular to whatever divider is in here.
Dude, I've tried
like-
perpendicular, horizontal. That sounds a little better.
That's
Actually.
better,
So
yeah,
I'm gonna let that roll right there.
Give that
I
a
won't
shot.
touch this bitch at all.
It does sound better. You're very right.
It's like I just smacked her ass or something.
get into the motion.
Get in line, bitch.
Yeah. See,
Sorry, go ahead.
I can't say things like that because my girlfriend.
You
makes
already
all the money.
have, dude.
Listen,
all
she
the
makes-
money.
He's like,
I'm
You
not
said
allowed
shit
to.
worse
She
than
says
that.
so. She makes so much money.
Who's your
and she-
girlfriend? Let me hear.
Well, her name is Tara.
You don't have to tell her name.
Oh,
I'm
her
joking,
name
yes.
is
She lives on-
Emily. She's a nurse. And she keeps me in line.
Hot damn.
Not really. She just pays for things, and it's real nice.
You're worth it.
I fucking think so.
We all fucking think so.
Not. That's actually a joke.
Look at you taking that
Yeah,
boy
you're
down.
like an old pro at this cigar thing.
You got to take long, hard drives.
Yeah, you're ripping
But
that.
that would
Yeah.
hurt. All right, but this is a long
Don't
hard drive.
inhale it.
Oh, I like that thick smoke that came out that time.
I think you're supposed to hold it in there though. A little longer.
Okay, I'll try. I'll take your advice. Yeah, big cigar smoker Garrett over here.
Hey,
Barely even sucked on this meat.
All right, so Don, I think you're up. Let's get another question out here.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Oh my God, this one's going to be a good one.
I think you should ask that.
And no, I don't think so. Wait, I can.
Do it. Do it. Do it. That is a.
So I think we
reference
already actually hit some of this, to be honest with you. We actually hit a lot of it, but we're going to ask the question as it is. So, and this is more for one earlier and now, like we totally hit on this. So the question was, do you ever consider any of the implications of your OnlyFans page to the future that you have coming that you don't know? It's the unknown, right? And I think you touched on that and saying like you've already opened up and saw like, yo, I gotta like not necessarily change my ways, but take shit a little more serious maybe or something.
yeah, and I don't want to take away from the adult film industry and OnlyFans and everything. I just think that it's OnlyFans very soon, and it already is becoming so oversaturated. Like everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows what to find on there, and it's not as like hush hush and taboo as it was. I don't know, a couple years ago. And I think the most beautiful thing about social media and really just life is that people stop giving a shit about you really quick. You know what I mean?
True story, dude.
Yeah, your irrelevance can just happen like that. Just look at everybody in the world and on news. The biggest things that just happened, like that bridge that fell down in Maryland, we'll never hear about that again because the eclipse just happened and this and that. And that's the same thing with people. But no, it doesn't. At first, yes, I'll say that it kind of maybe feared my ego a little bit. Garrett, saying like, "Oh, this might implicate things coming ahead." But if you look now, like my main goals are acting. It's a delusional career goal, and I think that it's not delusional to me, but it's gonna happen for me because I'm trying to manifest these things. And
Can we ask like what you auditioned for the past couple of days? Like,
yeah, it's mostly been I did have a recent audition, but that's Rory actually really solidly helped me as much as he's fooling around tonight and dicking around. He knows how to like get shit done when we need to, but I think the hardest thing in the industry is landing a solid agent. Most of those auditions were leading up to see if this agent was going to take me or not and say like, okay, you can act or you can't. He pretty much just read he's like the off-screen reader for the other part. So those auditions were pretty much for just to get the agent, not even a job.
gotcha.
But once you get your agent, then you can start auditioning for like real work and jobs, and that's what's coming. So
That's super cool.
we'll see. Yeah.
Super cool.
And about the OnlyFans question, you said if it might cause implications. I don't think so, just because of how I don't want to necessarily say. I think progressive just sounds too political, but I'm going to use it anyways. It's not political. It's just people are becoming accustomed to that OnlyFans is what it is and was what it was. It's not like I was out there doing official porn. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mainstream.
Mainstream, right. It's not going to affect me. If anything, it might help me for an erotic role, like a role where I'm comfortable being nude or portraying a certain character that is sexualized. Like I'm fine with it.
It
Good to go.
definitely showed a lot of confidence, and that, overall, your relevance is what gets you where you need to be, right? And it was so much harder to have relevance 10, 15 years ago
Yeah.
without social media, right? So you got the relevance, you got the following, you have the confidence to do whatever it is that you're going to do. And all the other shit, tits and whatever else doesn't even fucking matter, right? Like Jennifer Aniston. I saw a picture of her, and
Yeah.
like it's the confidence that she has when she's taking those photos, when she's in the videos, when she's in the movies, when she's acting, everything else. And like, it's cool. It's awesome. I don't know if I'd have that, to be honest with you.
You really talk about.
I think you could and you
I
would.
think so, too.
Anybody.
You talk about relevance, and I think following from a little bit of afar from Garrett's experience, like we've been best friends our entire lives, so
I love hearing Rory serious.
yeah we
Yeah, here he is.
yeah we I'm sobering up. It sucks. We
You're on
talk.
your first class.
We've talked our entire lives. We talk about open things. We've shared things with each other that we've never told anyone else. Like we're that close. But with Garrett's experience, I think early on when you're making videos that people like, you get those messages when you're just starting off that people keep telling you, "Hey, this is what we want. This is what we want," and it's hard not to just give people what they want.
Yeah.
So that's kind of to stay relevant, to keep going, to find those pathways to get what people want. That's kind of what you do,
Yeah, and you said it just right, and that's kind of what makes you mentally ill in the long run. I mean, you see people struggle with addiction and stuff, especially at like high end tier of fame, which is really sad. But I think that I've learned that you can like what you guys are doing here. You've created this whole experience without really the influence of anyone else, and I'm starting to learn that I can do that same thing just on a different
For
spectrum, and that's so cool to think about. Like, you don't have to be told, "Hey, this is what we want." It's like, no, we're going to create something for you that you will want. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So
I think that's a great point where people don't realize what they like until they experience it.
yes.
So with
So do you guys like the cigar lounge?
fucking love it.
Like, how cool is that place?
I leave for California here in a couple of days.
Mhm.
I'm coming right when I get back here, whenever that is.
Back.
Awesome.
I'm walking right in here.
So I think Garrett's gonna have to do a video of the cigar lounge after tonight and
Yeah.
just check it out
Yeah.
because
Give 'em the
it's
preview.
amazing. And like we've put a lot of heart and soul into this thing. New Trail's been a great partner in the sidebar up here. We have Rehab coming May 12th, the band. Do you guys know the band?
I've heard the name for sure. Yeah.
I've heard it. Yeah.
Bartender. We should pull that up, Don.
Yeah, we'll get kicked off YouTube.
I don't think so because Rehab would approve, right?
We'll get kicked off.
Are they
then.
signed
Yeah,
to a
it's whole
label?
thing.
That's the
Well, but they're okay with us
You can sing it.
advertising
You
and
can sing
promoting.
it.
I'm not going to sing shit
I'd
right
sing
now.
whatever you want. You just name us.
All right.
Garrett
So
and I
then
know.
we have
It's about the song
Saving
about.
Abel,
They sing the song about stealing his girlfriend's car and crashing that piece of shit into a
and then
bridge.
stepped away.
She drive a Pontiac Grand Am, and I took it to the roads, and I left it.
No,
on the
no, no,
track.
stop.
Nope,
You
not
can't
like
do that.
No.
We're talking about Rehab. Bartender, I really did it this time. Broke
we
my
just
parole to
trick
have a
Anthony
good
into singing?
time.
He's
I won't do
singing
it.
now.
It's good. Keep going.
Okay, so anyway, that's Rehab. In June, we have Saving Abel coming. I'm so addicted to all the things you do.
Have
Okay.
heard. Yeah. Okay.
That was a good one. I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. Then I have my good friends Chris, Kalon, and Kendall Milton coming, and Kendall is an NFL draftee this
Yeah,
year.
just declared for
What?
the
So
draft.
they're coming. They're going to talk here.
Mhm.
Chris is a life coach, amazing guy, big ass motherfucker. Maybe not abs as like Garrett has, but like
Chiseled.
his
That's huge.
biceps
Yeah.
are fucking as big as this table, dude. He's fucking crazy.
It's like a DN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So follow Chris Milton, father of ballers is
Yep.
his call
Yep.
sign on fucking
His handle.
his handle. Thank
username.
you. That's what I meant. Yeah. On Instagram. Garrett, you got to follow him.
Yep.
And then we have a lot of other really crazy people that are coming later in the year. I can't wait to announce it, but I can't yet. But you may have
More
seen
to
them
come.
on our Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Cool.
the NFL. Who's this going for the draft? Who's this?
Kendall Milton, Georgia linebacker. UG.
Okay. I definitely paid attention.
So he's declared.
Is he
running
from
back.
the
Running back,
area? He said
He's-
he's coming on the podcast.
So he's coming on the podcast. So I don't know, maybe 4 years ago, Don and I were at the college championship football game.
the Alabama Georgia national championship?
3 years ago?
I think
4
it was
years
3
ago.
years
Something
ago.
like that.
Indianapolis.
And I go to cigar lounges everywhere we go. And we go to the cigar lounge in Indianapolis. And
Shake hands with Reggie Wayne.
Yep. Reggie Wayne was there. There's a lot of people there.
I'm
Mhm.
sure.
And I'm not a big football fan, truth be
Oh.
told.
Mhm.
Don't owe me. I'm sorry.
Me neither.
I know
Me neither.
too much.
No, he knows.
But
Mhm.
I love to hang out and have a good time with people that are hanging out and having good times,
Yeah.
right? So we're smoking a couple cigars. My cigar goes out.
It's obviously the weekend of the national championship.
Right.
Georgia's there.
George is there. I go up to the bar to get a light, and the bartender's busy. And I start chatting to this guy next to me. He's fucking huge, dreadlocks, cool dude. We start chatting, and he's like, "What do you need?" I was like, "I need a fucking light." He goes, "Here, dude," and he lights my cigar. And I go back over to the table. I was like, "Thanks." We talked a little more. I go back to the table, and I see him walk over, and he's going upstairs to the VIP lounge, like here,
Roped off.
And I was like,
security.
"What the fuck, dude?" He goes, "Come on up, bring your table." Right. So we go up, and it was Kalon.
Mhm.
And Kalon was there, and his brother was playing in the national championship.
Yep.
And his
He
dad
wasn't
was
there.
up there sitting on the chair. And I grabbed a box of cigars. We go up, I pass them out, and we've kept in communication the whole time. So last year and the year before, my cigars, were on the field and in the locker room
That is
for the
so cool.
championship.
Whoa.
And so this year, Kendall is in the draft.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I work the draft. I'm one of the directors of ops.
You
for
have
the
a
NFL
sign.
draft.
You have a sign downstairs. I noticed
I
that.
have two
just
signs,
pointed
yeah,
it out
yeah.
when I was like, that's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
like a really cool sign.
Oh, yeah,
So I
you can't
leave
get
on the
those.
21st, and we go out there, and Kendall is in the draft this year, which is awesome. So, I mean, there may be a chance because they're not going to the draft, but Chris and Kendall, I love you guys. And I may be on stage accepting his hat for the team that drafts him. Like, it's going to be
Like,
fucking cool.
Yeah,
You're
It's
gonna-
gonna be
that's
badass.
amazing.
Yeah.
You're gonna announce the draft pick? Like,
No,
it's
I
not-
won't
he's
announce it.
gonna
I'll be
accept-
there to
he's
receive
gonna
it,
accept
and I'll be
handles.
smoking a cigar too, just so
Right.
you know, Chris.
They
just so you
definitely
know.
won't allow that on stage.
But it'll be pretty cool. So they're
Yeah.
gonna come. We're gonna have a fun time.
Mhm.
Get them on the podcast. It'll be a cool time.
Oh, you got some good things coming up.
A lot of good things coming up.
A lot of big stuff.
So this is tasting really good. I like it. It's a good sipper.
I forgot what we were drinking.
I know, me too. But there's not a lot of complexity, dude. It's kind of like Benchmark 2. How much was this bottle?
The benchmark number 8, the original is like $17, and then the rest of them.
You're saying the original was number 8, and now we're on number
Yeah.
2. How the fuck did they
Well,
learn how to
it's-
count?
No,
It
this
says-
is our third one.
says, like,
okay.
old number 8 or some shit on the front of the label.
Okay.
Um,
And it's
but that is-
$17.
Yeah, it's like 17 bucks,
amazing.
and then the rest of them, the other 5 are anywhere from like 24 to 28. Just like not a lot of money.
Right.
So this
Yeah.
one's 17.
No,
No.
this one top floor is somewhere there in the middle, probably about 24. I think the $28 bottle was I think the single barrel was hard to get my hands on.
Was that last
And
week?
no, I
Okay.
forgot that.
We didn't do that one yet.
No, that
Okay.
was bonded last week.
Still seems
Oh,
like
yeah,
a really
that's right.
fair price though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super cheap stuff.
It is, but the cheapest one so far is the best.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready for another one, Don.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett still has only had a quarter of a finger of his.
Yeah. I'll get another nip in here.
Garrett and I.
There you go.
Oh, thank you so much. I
I
can't.
don't know if that's really a good idea.
It's gonna sit there for a while. Garrett and I have very similar alcohol interests in that we're not that interested. Like we just don't like the taste. So we end up drinking a lot of things that don't taste like
See,
alcohol.
I'll say this. I do. It's not that I dislike the taste. It's
Okay, just shit on what I just said. No problem.
It's his
I'm
abs.
shitting on it.
Has to do with his abs.
I'm not going to try to sound superficial, but with the job that I'm lined up to do and the things that I'm want to accomplish, it's kind of hard to navigate that.
There's no doubt.
He's got
Listen,
to run an
like,
extra hour tomorrow.
we agree.
We screwed up his day.
no. I just, but I don't like. For instance, this football player that's going to come in here, I've seen freaks of nature that are the best athletes in the world, and they're able to do this on a daily basis and
Right.
just perform. And I'm just like, that's never been me.
I think they say like with the NBA.
I don't know how they do it.
Like the NBA is so many dudes that are very high on marijuana. Like that's a common thing.
That's a
Like,
different like.
Well, it's top tier athletics, and they are more comfortable when they are under the influence of different substances.
If it works for him,
I
guess,
showed
you
him
know?
the stat of I don't know if it's actually confirmed, but there was a Pittsburgh Pirates player that pitched like a no hitter high on LSD. You can fact check me on that one. That is a real thing. And I think that's people are best at different states of mind.
He was seeing the 11th dimension.
He was probably seeing the
no
box.
anxiety.
Like he actually physically was seeing the box. Yeah. He's like, I will just fucking paint those corners all fucking night. This umpire.
as long
shit
as
on
that
me.
as long as
funny.
that trip stayed true like that,
Right.
I could see it.
Yeah.
But there's no way in fuck it's gonna stay true for 9 innings.
They call it
dude.
the
right.
Especially
the
back then. There
consistency.
was no time limit on pitch count
He
or
was
pitch time,
Right
right?
up in during the
That
seventh inning
dragon
stretch.
swung. That's a strike.
You get a good.
I got a good one. Yeah, it hit the back of my throat.
I can't wait to see that because I want to actually research that
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
years ago, probably like 70s, 80s time. But yeah, it was really cool.
My uncle was drafted by the Pirates.
No fucking way.
He never played.
And what did they do? Just not
He
play?
never-
him? Yeah,
he never played.
because the Pirates are a poverty
Mm.
franchise
Wow.
to the max. Probably not as bad as the Oakland Athletics.
It was the 70s.
Oh,
It was different
yeah.
back then. Nobody knew how fucked up the A's and the Pirates were.
The Pirates owner owns Seven Springs Ski Resort. Do you know that, Garrett?
Really?
Awesome place.
Okay, I've never been. I
Mhm.
hope
Seven
it's
Springs
great.
is awesome.
Super cool.
I
love
love
it
to
there.
ski.
So I was at the Houston Astros back in like 2009 or something
Mhm.
when they sucked.
When they were cheating. Right
and
before they were
they
cheating.
actually paid us.
That's why they suck.
They paid us to go see a fucking game. They were like, "Come on in, we'll give you a beer." I'm like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck?" Okay,
Is that not even
it was that bad.
for $4?
Yeah, I didn't even have to pay that. They gave me a $4
They were like,
beer.
"We'll give
They gave you a $4 credit.
It was awesome.
I went my first baseball game I went with my girlfriend, and she said, I was like, let's sit in the outfield. I want to catch a home run. And she's like, you're a fucking dumbass. That will never happen. And sure enough, about 4 rows behind us, someone caught a home run. I was like, we're sitting in the outfield every fucking
Yeah. Just for that luck of the draw. So Don, what's the next question?
Well, the follow up was, what are your long term career goals? Is there anything past
Tom
acting, or is it
Cruise.
totally focused? You'll do something if that doesn't work the way you want it to.
Yeah, I think honing, if, at least for me, and this human experience that I'm having, I think it's best to just hone in on this one skill set of just trying to. It's not even just becoming an actor. I just want to act. There's no. I don't think it's a good thing to set, and this might be with anything. Like, even if you want to run your own business, this or that, I don't think you should say, I want to have a business that makes $10 million a year.
Mhm.
You should just start a business
Mhm.
and run it and be a business owner, and you're doing it, and those things will come. That's just kind of how I'm tackling this whole acting career, and yeah, we'll see. I'm a family is definitely in there somewhere, but I don't know if that's
How old are you now?
26.
Okay. So you guys, and you're 26 too, right, Rory?
I am.
And so you guys went to school with my daughter. You were between my daughters,
Yeah.
Sophia and Sabrina, right? So Sabrina is a little older
Yes.
and Sophia is a little younger.
Yep.
So did you land that agent?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
No agent for me yet. I don't know. I don't know what the
We'll get you
agent-
there.
Listen,
However, the agent did say something about his what do they call that? The off-screen
screen reading.
They're
or
like-
script reading.
Yeah, he was actually pretty. His voice sounded pretty good, so maybe they'll reach out to you.
he was definitely high.
For legal reasons, that is not a fucking chance.
No, I'd say there's a good chance.
He
Well.
just has great reading comprehension.
He does. for
I'm
sure.
actually dyslexic as fuck.
Everybody in Southside is, but that's okay.
Must
You're
be
saying
the
our-
water.
Yeah. There's a chance, you know.
Yo, I wanted to test our water the other week. It smelled like flat out chlorine.
We're the
That's
I was
shit.
like, what the fuck?
We're the Flint, Michigan of Pennsylvania.
We are.
That's rough. That's sad. Pray for Flint.
Good call. All
Or
right,
not,
there was
who
another
cares?
message or another question on here, right?
There's 3 more, but
There's
I'm
3 more.
I don't know Garrett well enough to ask the next 3.
I'll
I'll-
ask.
I'll-
him.
don't-
Let me
don't
fucking
feel-
read 'em. I
that's
don't
it.
give a shit.
Rory would be like, "Oh yeah, I did that too."
No, like this is a good one.
Okay.
This is serious, a good one, all right? Because there's a lot of people out there. And this came from several different people, not just
Okay.
one individual. And you know, we weaned through a bunch of questions. And as you see, and I don't think you knew this, but like we have been saying, hey, Garrett's gonna come on the show. What would you ask? Just generally like, holy shit, you know, he's coming on, and they're like, oh my God, really? Always wanted to ask him this, right? So
I DM'd him and he wouldn't answer.
There are specific routes to get answers.
yeah, we
DM Rory first.
we excluded those questions. But this is a good one. Like,
It says,
what
you drink,
what
Red
do your
Blood?"
parents and family think of your OnlyFans content?
Oh,
Back
this
in the
is-
day.
This is actually a great
you gotta
question.
tell 'em
Yeah.
what your grandfather said. It's such a good
My
answer.
Your grandfather?
You know something that I don't.
He's just a. I have to.
We're not whispering
These-
here. Just
Yeah,
put it in the
it's
microphone.
already-
These
Um,
mics can hear everything.
There
that's
was
changed, so.
like a artist from the 50s, a singer that they said you couldn't be like. Okay, I'll just
Was it
run him.
Elvis?
Yes. What did he say about Elvis?
Something,
Time, a toilet.
something about swinging your hips.
No.
around or something?
His grandfather
Just say it.
he was trying to explain to his grandmother. His grandfather learned first, and he said, not everyone can be Elvis these days, and like because back in their day, that was the biggest guy, and
Like sex icon, you're saying, right? Or
certainly he thrusted his hips to a bunch of. I don't even know what the names of those dresses were, but yeah, that was kind of the.
So what did your grandfather say? Or your father or your mother?
I seriously don't. So
Like the cats. We all saw the videos of you and your dad and your mom and the cats, and
right.
like that was fun, right?
So
And
here's
then you took it to another level.
here's the thing. You would think that the immediate reaction would be like, "What are you doing?"
Mhm.
But it was more so like friends of my parents and stuff. More so were like, "Oh, what are you doing?" That like interested, and they wanted to learn about it and stuff. And
I didn't know he was. I didn't believe it for a long time. I was like, "There's no way he's doing that."
Yeah, I think
there's
most
a
people
lot
were
of
just
denial.
shocked. Like,
Yeah.
why? Or I think people locally were shocked because they couldn't believe that somebody from this area was, doing anything related to adult film. But I don't know. There was something about.
So was it the confidence? Was it just like what was it to you then? You know, and like your family couldn't really say anything about it because
Yeah, they
like
couldn't say anything because
you're making a living off of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do remember there was one time, like a big family event. Somebody had said something like, "Oh yeah, Garrett's like pretty much naked online," and everybody was just kind of looking at me, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing." They're just like, oh, "Okay," and then slowly over time,
It made sense.
it made sense, and but I don't know. I think it just came down to a lot of events. I tried the military out. Military was great, but I just obviously didn't stick with it.
How many years?
3.5. I got
Okay.
out early because of the attention from all this.
Gotcha.
So they were like, "Hey, you either can stay in here or stop it all, or we'll let you out with an honorable, and you can get out a little early." I was
So
like,
you left out early
Yeah.
with an honorable.
"Yeah," I was like, "Let's do that."
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I did not like these like traditional societally driven paths that actually are important to sustaining life.
Right.
I was like, I love. I wanted to figure out how far I could push this body, and I was like, let's just do some crazy stuff. Like, let's like absolutely be absurd with how we can push the boundaries on what people will be willing to entertain themselves with.
Your body's full expression.
Yeah,
Was,
that was my caption for
for a long
while.
time. Yeah.
That was my way of just saying it.
So everybody accepted it when you did it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
And like, if you weren't successful, do you think that would have changed their attitude?
Yes,
Yeah, I agree.
and I think that
Probably
goes with anyone.
Yeah.
But I didn't really start reaching those avenues and pushing it until I started seeing more success. It's like, okay, this worked out and I got success from it. Let's just keep pushing and
Yeah.
pushing. And I obviously pushed, in my eyes, not too far, but far enough for me to say that I got what I needed out of it. I had some really bizarre experiences in that industry, especially like traveling and meeting people doing this and seeing how far they push it. I was like, I'm going to stay right here. But
Yeah.
I'll join in, but I'm going to stay right
I mean,
here.
it's so hard to draw a line in the sand with like.
Oh
I'm
my
staying
gosh.
here.
I couldn't even
Well,
imagine.
The last
like,
question
seriously.
is what are your boundaries?
If you would have asked me this 2 years ago, seriously,
Haven't seen him yet. Like that.
yeah,
that would be the answer.
like the
2 years
boundaries
ago.
have not even been that. But now I would say I would entertain every idea, but I would always ask the same thing: is like, what value would you see coming from this? Like, so, and if they could describe enough value from it, I'd say, all right, I'll get my clothes off. No, but I'm not really there anymore. But
I've been there.
Shake, talk me into it.
Let's all get naked.
coming from that standpoint, but I obviously wouldn't be that willing anymore. It's just like I said, my goals are a little different now. So
Yeah, no, we can totally see that, and it's actually really cool. Coming in here, sitting down, talking about like real life, everything. Right? It's all about real life and how
Told you we
everything
could
changes.
hear everybody
He's
on the
got a
street,
fan
so you
crowd
can't
out
even
there.
whisper.
He has a fan crowd out there yelling and like, we want Garrett.
now they're looking for Rory.
So in Japan, like that was
Oh yeah.
so I've been to China a couple times, right?
Oh cool. Okay.
Yeah. And the lifestyle is totally different. Everything about life is different when you go into a country that has 48 million people in a city, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It
Beautiful.
blows New York away.
I had no
It
idea.
is beautiful. It truly is. And it's so respectful. And you learn a certain aspect of your life, like, holy shit, like we respect everything that we eat. We respect everyone that we're around. We respect everything that we have because, like, when you don't have it, you're in
Gotta
the
make do.
worst places that ever could be, and you're never coming out of it. And here in America, like, you can still come out of anything, right? And when I'm over there in China and I see a slum of 15 million people in 10 square miles, it blows my mind, right?
Mhm.
and that's how it is in Shanghai. But then the Shanghai proper is like prosperous and great, and everybody's free. It's as free as being here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania,
It's
to be
like,
honest
yeah.
with you.
Yep.
Am I
It's like that.
wrong?
Well, I think Shanghai's a little different than. Wait, no. I'm thinking of Hong Kong. Never mind. Continue.
There's that famous I think the photo of the year for Time, like 10 years ago, was that photo of India from the slums with all that prosperity right behind
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
Oh,
a
they've
stone's
shown-
throw away.
Yeah,
I've never been to India though.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's got to be
I
worse.
can't compare.
Yeah.
I mean, you
But
can
it's the same
even
thing.
Yeah.
stay here. Like they'll show images of like the Amazon warehouse on the side of the United States and some, whatever was going on in the side of like even Mexico, which I'm not saying all of Mexico is like a certain thing, but seeing that disparity in one image is quite
Mhm.
eye-opening.
Yeah, totally. So in Japan, like, is it the same? Like, did you see like, I don't know, it was really eye-opening for me, for real. And like I changed a lot when I came back, except for cigar smoking. I love them.
Yeah.
And I had to find the closest cigar bar every place I was in China, and they had them. But like,
Yeah.
Japan sounds amazing. I've never been there.
I'm certain, at least politically even too, it's very different than China.
Mhm.
I've wanted to go to China for the reasons that you just said too.
Yeah.
Which I will. Maybe not now.
I want to go to Thailand.
Times are a little better, but
I'm
Thailand,
sure
yeah.
you do, Rory.
Yeah, those lady boys.
No. Unofficial.
Unofficial. But yeah, you know what really did it for me, I think, was like I told you, I don't know why it was Japan. There was just this infatuation with like, that's where I'm going. I booked my flight, left in a week.
Yeah. How long were you there?
Month and a half.
Wow.
I told myself I'm not going to come back until I figure whatever this is. But like my second week in there, and this is something that I did not think was going to happen, but no one spoke English there.
Yeah.
Not a single person. And this was during like still not COVID times, but their policies were still going on for a while.
People were still wearing masks.
Yeah, and there wasn't as many what they call gaijins, but it's just like foreigners there. I was literally the only white man there for weeks. So that language barrier too kind of put me in this isolation period where it was just me.
Did they
A lot
like talk to you on the streets or they ignore you?
I'm pretty like I'll go
Yeah.
up to people and translate on the phone and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, but I was sitting in this park and maybe it looked like I was fucking having a mental breakdown or not. It felt like a pretty normal day, but this old man and they live to see like most of them live to see 110 easily in age because of their, well, maybe not 110, but they live long. This old man came up, sat next to me. He's struggling with his cane. And he goes, "What's your name?" I told him my name, and he goes, "No, it's not." I was like, "Okay, what do you mean?" He said, "You came here to figure that out." And then he just got up and walked away. And I was like,
Wow.
That guy
So-
just fucked your whole life up.
I know. And it was a, I'm so happy for that man.
Yeah.
Because and I was always very, like science backed. I needed to see the science to figure things out and stuff. But that was just a really cool connection. And my ego just deflated. I was like, oh, this whole like identity is an illusion. And there's something that I need to figure out. And then I started to take the culture and it was awesome from there.
That's pretty cool.
I just let go of so much of this shit. And I really want to get that feeling back again.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing everything I'm doing. Like when I do these little acting scenes and Rory helps me, nobody might see it, but when I'm there, like in my mind playing this character, it's just me getting back to that feeling of everything and nothing at the same time. So we'll try to get there.
super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. I don't know if I've ever had that moment, Don. Like I was, I had a lot of moments in my life. Let's put it that way. But that moment of like, damn. And I guess maybe with the second grandson, I had that feeling. Like maybe I have to grow up, but I still don't know what I'm gonna do when I grow
Well,
up, you know?
And it wasn't even necessarily like what I didn't get. I almost kind of had the feeling of don't grow up from it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right, right.
And not in the sense of like, I don't know. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, that's amazing because like in China, with all the people that I've talked to over there, it's the same thing. Like they don't grow up, right? They just live life and they live a long life and prosperous as they want it to be. Like this is you.
It's a day-to-day
Yeah.
thing.
It's a day-to-day thing, right?
I think that's it gained so much confidence for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, somebody could come up to me and say like, "I fucking hate you," and I would say,
Sucks to be you.
Yeah.
well, it wouldn't even be
Mine.
that. It wouldn't even be that
right.
far.
I understand.
Wouldn't even be that far.
Get
I would just be
mine.
like, "Can I shake your hand, man?" Like, just have a really great day in
That's
life.
awesome.
Uh-huh.
That's so awesome.
And
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, I would have been like, "Who's gonna be willing to back me up or something here?"
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right,
Like,
right.
I need to defend this fucking
Right.
name.
Right.
So I don't know.
Dude, that is straight confidence right there. Like that's what every entertainer, every person that's out there that succeeds has confidence in something that they do, right?
Mhm.
I don't know what
Maybe
to
you
call
found it.
but
I think
Yeah.
it's confidence.
think
We
it's
all have confidence, right?
yeah. Everybody
Somewhere.
has it, and they kind of orchestrate it and express it differently, but it's all there for everybody.
So if you ever want to go to Shanghai,
I'm going.
let's go. I
I-
got people over
Seriously,
there.
I
as well.
would.
But we're gonna go to Japan, right? With John Ruskowski. And
Do you know John?
do you know John? Did you go to John Ryan? Did you
That
ever go
sounds
to
really
John Ryan?
familiar.
John Ryan
The
Brewery
restaurant.
down the street.
I haven't. No.
Oh, we're
Unfortunate-
going.
Unfortunately, but
No, we're going.
He spends a lot of time out there. His food is very Japanese inspired. He is Italian. Has really great fusion. I'm going to call it fusion food.
It is
Japanese
for sure.
inspired food. Spends a lot of time out there. He was super successful in South Carolina when Charleston was blowing up
nice.
as a food town.
Good for him.
And now he's back and doing awesome shit.
Awesome shit.
Are you guys
Yeah.
seriously planning on going to Japan though?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's get our flights. We need somebody to film this and vlog it.
We have a
But we're
friend-
going to Japan and then China, and then we'll wrap it up in Thailand.
All right.
I want to
in.
go to Korea, South Korea.
Yeah, that would.
They look fun.
I mean, I think you're right. I think you're right. I
I
think you're
imagine
right.
you have to live life to the fullest when the threat of nuclear demolition is across the 38th
Yeah,
parallel.
yeah.
That's not. Is that 38?
I think you might be
Oh
right.
man.
This is a
Talk about a
certain bit of
pull.
politics that we don't want to cross. Right now. Let's just get there.
Go watch the interview.
The second time North Korea came up tonight.
It is.
What? When did it come up before?
So I just got back from Texas. It was in Fort Worth.
That's not North Korea.
Getting to that part.
Okay, sorry.
Fort Worth, we're getting an Uber and the driver is like, oh yeah, I'm from west of Fort Worth. A few years ago, this was a town you weren't supposed to come to. And if you say to anybody from Dallas that they're from Fort Worth, like they'll punch you in the nose. It was run down. It was fucked up.
It was great.
They
I
had
was
a,
there.
They had a rodeo, right? And they had stockyards for cattle trading and everything. But that was old. That was kind of dilapidated, and now it's just destroyed. It's fucked up. There's homeless people everywhere. So we went last week. No homeless people until Saturday. There's like 3. Not a bit of trash on the street. Not a candy wrapper. Not a water bottle anywhere. Not a beer can anywhere. But downtown Fort Worth, every restaurant's a chain. There's no independents. There's maybe 3. We tried to go and they were closed early. Hotels, the library in downtown Fort Worth is 4 blocks. It's closed. I assume they're going to sell it to hotels because why wouldn't you? Make some money for the town. But there's like 45 art galleries, just like an empty space. And now we're displaying our art and we probably don't pay any rent for the space. And this is what it is. But everything else, like the chains are coming and going. There's like 6 more like building to go in. It all kind of feels like an illusion, like a facade, like this. There's nothing here that has any history. It's all kind of feels like smoke and mirrors. And I said, it's kind of like, the videos you see of North Korea. We're like, look how much fruit is in our grocery
Yeah.
store. Like, that's kind of what Fort Worth feels
Oh
like.
wow.
So listen. So
Except for the stockyards. They have
20
a
years
history.
ago in the stockyards, that's how it was.
Mhm.
I swear to God. So I would go to the hotels in Fort Worth in the stockyards. There was only one.
Mhm. So
I don't even remember.
I think it was a Holiday Inn.
I
I
don't-
think you're right.
I think it was a Holiday Inn. I don't know. And there was the bar, and it's still there. I saw it. It's a corner bar over the bridge. Take a right. Boom. It's right there. Right. But everything else around that, There was nothing. It was ranches. So these cowboys would come in on their steers, these 8-foot long fucking longhorns, right? And be yodeling. And they would.
What
you
you're
would
describing
hear
is Wyoming.
No,
this is the
no,
craziest shit.
them. This is Fort Worth. I swear to
Yeah,
God, right?
Yeah, right.
And my old business partner, he's not here. I don't. He's somewhere. He would attest to this. Cowboys would roll in bareback on these steers, a leather strap in their fucking mouths with a fucking whatever, be
A
yodeling.
bridle.
I swear to God, but bridle, thank you. They would be yodeling all the way in. They would come out to this bar on the corner over the bridge from downtown, right across from the stockyards, and wrap the shit up. They'd be like, "Hey Leroy, what do you want tonight?" He's like, "A fucking Jack Daniels and a Bud Light." I don't fucking know. And like he'd give it to him, he'd shoot the drink, hit the shot, drink the beer. He'd have a little small talk, like, where are you fucking yuppies from,
Mhm.
And then he'd hop on his steer and roll the fuck out. And there were no communities outside of downtown Stockyards, Fort Worth,
Probably
right?
nothing incorporated.
And now
for
it's
miles.
houses everywhere.
Yeah.
20 years ago, it wasn't like that. There was ranches right outside of the stockyards, and it was crazy. It was crazy fucking Fort Worth stockyards life, and it was awesome.
Wow.
And now I looked at the map. I looked at Google Earth, and I'm
It's
like, holy
expanded,
shit,
right?
it's nothing like it used to be.
Mhm.
I-
It's changed.
I hate
Crazy.
to interrupt this, but I have to go to the bathroom. So
Down the hall to the right.
And
Don't use the urinal.
that same Uber driver says, yeah, they're doing a lot of work in Fort Worth. Like it's supposed to be the next Austin. When Austin has some heritage and some cool shit going on. Have you been to Nashville? I'm sure you have.
No,
You've
I
not been to
haven't.
Nashville.
but,
Nashville's packed, like hundreds of thousands of people in the street every single night. And Morgan Wallen just got arrested for throwing a chair
Saw that.
6 stories off a bar and almost hit 2 police officers. But it's literally a miracle that he hit nobody.
Yeah, for real.
Literally,
Oh,
an act
okay,
of
'cause
God
you're
that
saying
he
there's
hit
so many
nobody.
people out at all
like,
times.
You couldn't aim for nobody.
7 days a week.
Nashville, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Nashville smells like vomit everywhere, but in between every bar is a leather shop, boots or hats or whatever. So like you get like this mask of leather in between every bar, which is really cool.
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
sure
you're
it
like,
is.
oh, there's the vomit again, and you go get another drink. Fort Worth, the stockyards are like Nashville, and so clean. Really, really cool where all the bars are in the stockyards. That neighborhood was super cool.
It's pretty cool.
Does Fort Worth have an airport? Right.
They do.
Dallas, Fort Worth is in between.
Yeah.
DFW.
Okay. Okay.
So I was going to Fort Worth, landed in Dallas, Fort Worth, pull up to this red light, and this guy just sprawls his hands out and he's like, "Stop, you can't go." And I'm right at this red light. I don't know, 17 years ago, 20 years ago. And we're waiting there like 10, 20, 30 minutes. And I have this driver and he's like, "I don't know what the fuck is going on." So I hop out of the car and we're the first ones there at this fucking red light, right? And they're not letting anybody go anywhere.
It's not a cop. just
It's
some
not a
guy.
cop. It's a traffic director,
Okay.
right? And coming up from the right side, I don't know what direction it was. There were no cars. And coming up the other way were no cars, but off to the left there was cars and us coming this way, right? And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I hop out and he's like, "Do you see that right there?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "It's Dallas Stadium." And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "It's going to be blown down in 2 minutes." And I'm like, "What?"
Okay, we'll wait.
he goes, "You guys have front row seat to Dallas Stadium being imploded." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "In literally 2 minutes."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Awesome." And then the whole stadium came down.
You missed your opportunity. Yo, go Birds.
I did. I'm a Raiders fan, no matter where they're at, so it does not apply to me. Not applicable.
You mean the actual stadium
Yeah,
collapsed?
yeah. So
No,
they
they-
imploded it,
intentionally.
and they built a new stadium,
I see.
which is all the AI or augmented reality (AR)
Yeah.
they have in the stadium and everything. And They were just building that
It's in
stadium. So like
Arlington.
they totally blew it down before they built the other stadium, which like
Hmm.
it didn't make any sense to me. And maybe I was just really fucked up at the time. I don't know. But I feel like that's how it went.
I don't remember them missing any time. So they either did it in the off season or did Dallas play in Houston?
Maybe
for
they were away.
a
Yeah.
minute? Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how old Arlington Stadium is.
All right.
What is Arlington Stadium? Is
That's-
that the new?
that's Dallas
I
plays in
know
Arlington.
Eli Manning won the first game there, which is hilarious.
I remember that crazy massive screen going up and the kickers kept hitting it.
Yeah, they
Right.
still do.
Yeah, they still do. But I remember like
Yeah.
the first time it was relevant.
All right, so we have to do some like ratings here, Don.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
So
we gotta
start
get
us
to that.
off.
Man,
Are we sure we're done with all these questions? I
no,
I just have to say.
more in there.
Oh, there are more. I don't know if we should ask that one.
Yeah, if you're not gonna ask him, we're certainly not gonna ask him.
Hey, I'm an open book. I'll have some form of answer.
So listen, I'm a fan. I'm not going to say I'm not.
He was OnlyFans.
No.
You're
no,
not
no,
a fans
no.
only, as some say.
So my OnlyFans handle. I don't have one. I'm just joking.
Oh, I was like,
I'm gonna make it up right now.
cheers.
You would know it if I did.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
actually
really
probably good.
You're the one who keeps sending those dick pics.
That's it was
I- I
unsolicited.
have no idea if you can even send images.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I can't start.
This is pretty good. So, last question for now. When you were doing all of your OnlyFans stuff, right?
hmm
Was there ever a time that you had influence from any kind of drugs, meaning like Viagra or something like that?
Yeah.
Was there?
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah.
news to me.
Or like
This,
some kind of like non-feeling fucking stimulant, like
yeah, like
rub or
Cialis
something.
or Viagra.
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
This is when I was seeing how far I was pushing the boundaries,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, am I gonna step into, how'd you say it, like
Mainstream.
mainstream? Right. I was at one point seriously considering, like, because I had the opportunity. It was right there. I was like, you could be on Pornhub and easily be the leading male there. I was like, okay, I don't care about being the leading male. I just want to push this art, quote unquote,
Right,
art for me. But I soon quickly realized that is a whole mess of an industry that I didn't want any part of. It's just,
So they lose the art form.
oh my gosh, yeah, like it was just really sad. We could sit here all day and talk about it, but, and I also just don't know how some of those men can just like perform just like that. I couldn't.
Like
but-
go for an hour.
We talked about how much time you spend every day.
Well,
I guess that was
That was
in
content,
total.
Don.
In total.
see, if the comfort is there, I'm saying like I could perform just fine, but finding that level of, you have to be a man that's like been through some shit to be able to just walk in a room and say like, I'm gonna do this job for 10 hours straight, and like you have to be really have some trauma in your life to just be able to do something like that. You know what I
Damn.
mean?
Not even an 8-hour workday. Are there mandated lunch breaks?
Is it 4
Is there a 15-minute
4
break
tens.
every,
Wait.
every 2
What do you
hours?
eat on your lunch break?
Pineapple only?
I didn't even.
Pineapple only. Yo, I wish Richie Johnson was here right now walking through that door. Garrett, I have a story we'll tell you
Yeah.
afterwards,
Yep.
but
Yeah,
Okay.
you keep going.
yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, I didn't get that far into it to get that knowledge.
True story.
Like I've been on sets and stuff, but I just didn't have I didn't give myself the green light to do that whole part of it. And I was like, I'm just gonna draw back and do my own thing with OnlyFans and not touch that scene. So yeah.
It would be so much pressure. Seriously. No matter what industry you're in, to have that like just you're there.
Well,
To just be
You have to
filmed no matter
perform
what you do.
on this level,
Mhm.
and everybody's gonna see.
Well, if you do, you guys know Shiloh LaBeouf? I don't know if I'm saying
Yeah.
that right.
Mhm.
Played in Transformers, this or that.
Holes.
Holes, right?
You kind of look like him now that you say
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
I just
I tried, what's the TV show? with his sister.
Oh,
He has a sister?
Well, TV sister.
I know
Oh.
what he was
Her
younger.
name was Ren. I forget. Anyway, even Steven.
Oh, I don't know.
That might be it.
I think it's even.
That might, yeah, yeah. Well, I heard from actors that are at his level and that I met, and they were like, yeah, we actually, like, they had discussions with Shiloh, and they were just saying he got to the point in his career where he started this like free acting course in Los Angeles and stuff. Anybody could come, and like he was trying to push the boundaries with his, see how far he could go. And he said the truest form of acting that he ever pushed himself was porn. Like he did porn. He tried it just to see if, like, because he said it the minute you start having sex with somebody, it's not acting at that point. You can act, right? You can make noises, this or that, but you're literally sharing a fucking one-on-one
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whether you want to think about it or not, you're sharing something that is not acting anymore. And I think that's where, like, I overheard that, and I was like, okay, I'm glad I experienced it, but I was out the door because I got what I needed from it, and I realized, like, I want to act. I don't want to give myself up like that and take it from others. So, yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I know we had talked about part of the thing that's beneficial about OnlyFans is there is a bit of a wall that prevents everyone from knowing, because there's the paywall involved. If it's just stuff
It's
that's
not
on,
just a website you can browse.
yeah,
Right?
and you can
Yeah.
see it all.
Mhm.
Whereas for family members and friends, that ambiguity where you don't know exactly what he's doing is kind of a comfort. We're like, well, he might just be doing like what's the I don't know, the word.
soft.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Soft porn. Yeah.
like just like model, like underwear modeling, a little further than that.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it's not, but that
It's a good point too. Yeah.
yeah, that gap really helps you just have a normal life. Whereas if you're doing the mainstream stuff, everyone knows exactly what you've done, and
Like they can just go look it up for
Yeah.
free, essentially.
You're right.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I didn't push that point.
All right, so Don, what do you got going on?
You
Let's
give a
hear it.
story about Richie.
I believe that's
Shit.
afterwards, is what he said.
No, we'll do it now.
Okay.
So Richie, we were supposed to do this airing last
Last
week
week.
on Monday, and Richie had carved a pineapple penis. And it was perfect because you brought up pineapple, Rory,
Oh,
and
that's
penis. Like, who doesn't love penis? Everybody loves penis, right?
Big fan?
Whether it's your
Over there,
own or
Anthony?
somebody
Oh,
else's,
okay.
right? So
That's a nice
anyway,
caveat.
thank you. So
Yeah.
he carved this pineapple penis, and one of his bartenders, which I will not say the name, but D, you're awesome. We love you. You're a great
She
bartender.
held it up for us.
She held up the penis, right? Pineapple penis, that is. And like he was gonna carve that, bring it up. And tonight, like if we had a little more lead time, we would have had that pineapple penis for Rory to dig into.
Not a big pineapple.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
You
me
you
neither.
said it a couple times.
But you're a fan of.
But well, just like Anthony, fan of penis, usually my own.
Okay, anyway. So Richie was not here tonight. We did not have the pineapple penis, but next time
Okay.
we definitely will. And we may have a chick on too.
Okay.
We'll see.
We won't say who.
No, not yet. We got to talk to fucking Garrett about that.
Would it be somebody in the line of work that I'm in, or no?
If you want it to be.
Oh, you're just saying in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
In general,
Yeah.
a girl. Yeah.
No, it should be somebody in the line of work that you're in, but you got to bring her on because
Yeah.
we don't know that line of work.
Yeah, we don't know who they
Oh, well.
are.
Williamsport, Pennsylvania, porn
No.
center of America.
Yeah, we'd have to fly somebody in.
We
for
won't go Williamsport.
that.
Oh, we will fly somebody in. We will cover the cost.
Or New
It's
York,
all good.
New York. Somebody could drive. Yeah.
We could get the so this is funny. You should know this. So 4 or 5 shows ago, we drank weed bourbon from Texas.
Weed
It's
bourbon.
just called weed,
Oh,
right?
Oh,
and it's
okay.
not very
This
good.
is really fucking good. This is a good story.
Does it have like THC in it? Or
No.
Oh, okay.
The whiskey's not great, but it's a conglomerate. They make beer, wine, whiskey. They're in all 3 phases of the thing, and seltzer. And they just write weed on the front, and it's probably just so you pick it up, right? There's like
Right.
smoke behind it and everything, and it's a whole thing. But like the bottle of whiskey doesn't say where it's made, how old it is, mash bill, nothing on the bottle. So it's just kind of, just gimmick whiskey.
Ambiguous.
It's like, all right, we'll buy it, we'll try it, we'll review it on the show, and it wasn't awesome. But on the back of the bottle is their website, and it's weedsellers.com with a C,
I'm trying to get there.
because they have wine and whiskey aged in barrels and cellars. So we're like, all right, like the bottle doesn't tell us a single thing about this, but they put their website on the back of the bottle. So let's go there. Let's see if we can learn anything about this whiskey. So we go to weedsellers.com on my phone, and it just totally redirects, and it goes to OnlyFans.
Really?
Hold on, I'm trying to
Like
pull
a
it up.
personal profile.
It goes to her homepage when you're not logged in.
What
Whatever,
a
just like her
smart
picture, her
marketing-
name. Anthony's gonna pull it up and tell us who she was, because I forget.
Ingenious marketing strategy.
What happened was
Holly Valentine.
Holly Valentine.
Wow.
Maybe we can fly Holly Valentine out.
I think we should with Garrett Nolan.
But what happened
Come
was
on, the next time.
Weed Cellars is moving so fast and loose. They've got all these alcohols across all categories.
They let their website go.
They don't care. They don't care to tell us what's in the bottle. They're just trying to sell it to you. Nobody decided, hey, our website domain is about to expire. We should probably pay to keep our website that we printed on every single bottle that we put out. Holly Valentine figures it out, buys the domain name, and it redirects to her profile.
So
she's a
every
genius.
single
So she's
bottle,
the genius
She's my
marketer.
hero.
every bottle of weedsellers.com goes
Goes
right to
right to her
Holly
profile.
Valentine. And we should really have Holly
Wow.
Valentine on the show.
I'm gonna tell you something. Holly Valentine is probably not Holly Valentine.
No, I
Oh,
think
interesting.
Probably not her.
no.
Yeah.
Here it is her.
Yeah, right.
Here it is Garrett Nolan, not Garrett Nolan fucking 5.0.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be you.
I think she's a
Wonderful.
genius. That's
Yeah, that's-
awesome.
No, that was amazing. That is like the epiphany of hijacking somebody's website.
Yeah.
And just
she's
going
still
to
not
it.
giving it back.
And
It's
she's
been a
on like
while.
she's on shelves of every single
liquor store, that
liquor
sells
store
weed.
in the United States.
Can you blame that person though?
Well,
I mean,
no, hell no.
It's the
Hell no. Listen, if I ever hijack a site, you're going on that site. Just so you know.
You're gonna
And
say
we'll sell a lot of bottles.
Mhm.
yeah, right. Wow, I didn't even know that was
So
possible.
fun.
We didn't either until like 5 weeks ago.
Mhm.
It was pretty cool.
Mhm.
So let's get back to the
Yeah.
let's do this.
Oh,
I can't.
So what do
I
we
can't
do?
go
I don't
first.
even know what we
I don't
do.
even know what to think here.
Well, it
All right,
smells like
let's
raised pebbles. That's kind of
It's a good
worth
age.
at
Good
least
start.
1 point.
Yeah.
Is it scale of 1 to 10? 1
So
to
this is a
100?
1 to 10 scale.
Okay.
As many decimals as you want. I don't think you're going to rate this a 10, but I'll just tell you there are no 10s, because if we find the perfect whiskey, we're just going to cancel the show. Now we're just going to drink that
Good
for the
point.
rest of eternity. A lot of average stuff ends up at like 5, 6. So tell us what you taste, what you like about what you taste, what
boy.
you don't like about what you taste.
What you have
Compare it
tasted
to-
before.
Compare it to what you've had
So
before.
I've probably only ever had like 1 bourbon before in my life.
Mhm.
I'll take another sip.
What
just-
was that bourbon? If it was the only one, you have to know.
It was something that's
If you
only
s- if you
available
tell
in
me
Canada.
Jack Daniels. I
No,
swear to God.
no, it's some.
Oh,
If it's
Canadian.
bourbon, it's
Yeah.
not only available.
It's got to be 7.
Like an average Canadian.
It was. I think there were birds
Bourbon?
on it. Like a bird theme was going on.
Probably Canadian whiskey.
No, that's
There's
Grey
no-
Goose.
There's no
Grey
bourbon.
Goose. It's
There's
vodka.
birds on it.
Yeah.
Not even
So
bourbon.
I don't even have to look it up. There's no bourbon that is exclusively available in Canada. It's an American
Rory,
product.
Rate this 1 to 10 with all of the other alcohols.
Alcohols, yeah. We know you like
you have tasted.
green neutral spirit.
Vodka cranberry.
What's your
10 out of
thought?
10.
What are your thoughts on Everclear?
Never had it.
You don't.
This might as well be rubbing alcohol to me.
Okay.
I'll take another sip just for.
But it has characteristics, right? Like you are picking up kind of maple
Anything.
or something like that. Wood, pecan.
Fucking palm trees. I'm picking up a lot of palm trees on you.
Definitely picking up a lot of. I don't know if they could bottle just pain, but that's what it would feel like to me. I just
It's
don't
like
like
hell.
Like I just don't like.
It's
Like,
hell.
I'm not a
It's
great.
pain.
The
Welcome
warmth.
to hell.
It is. That dominatrix.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
Just
That's what it
instant
is.
salivation, whereas my body's trying to reject it. Like, don't swallow it, spit it out.
So you love it.
I love it as much.
That's poison.
What's the rating?
Done.
Only because you gave me the.
Let's
unlimited-
compare it to the Nutrail Crisp Lager.
Oh, it's
New
good.
Trail Crisp Lager. I didn't mind.
Let's do that one.
Man-
Man,
Let's
man who
start
doesn't
there.
drink beer doesn't mind Chris Botter.
Yeah, not a big
like-
beer
I like
drinker.
I also do not drink beer very often. This is good.
Is this
Thank you.
This is
considered
pretty
a
good.
light beer?
No, it's American lager. So if you think about like,
Really?
so there's a legal requirement to say light. It has to be under 110 calories, I think.
Okay.
And if you ever say light, you have to put the nutritional analysis on every poster, billboard, can, whatever. So if you think about Bud Light versus Budweiser, this would be the heavy.
Don't mind it at all. Especially when I drank it. I was a couple drinks deep already, so it helped it go down a little more like water instead of
Mhm.
beer.
Fucking love
Mhm.
Rory.
I
Um,
love this guy.
and not bad. I could let's taste it sober and see if I like it.
Yeah, take some of mine.
God damn it! That's the second time I've missed my
I think
mouth.
That's
give a
warm
short-
as
I think give a
Garrett's
short
piss.
under lip.
Probably tastes no different.
Definitely worse sober.
Warm.
If I trying to describe it like something.
Okay, so wait, what are we rating right now?
He's rating Chris
Is it
Botter right
Garrett's
now.
piss?
While you're thinking about it, I'll rate this bourbon.
Go
Let's
for
do
it.
it.
So I've had some bourbons here and there. Is there an Irish bourbon, or is it? You said it's all American.
Bourbon is exclusively made in the U.S.
Okay.
But there's plenty of Irish whiskeys.
Yeah, I've had a lot of Irish whiskey.
And everybody who came to the U.S. to make bourbon, to make whiskey in the 1700s, which turned into bourbon, was either Irish or Scottish.
Okay. I've had
Where we
different.
learned it from.
No, interesting. Okay.
Two Irish lads right here.
Yeah,
That's a truism.
true.
I feel the pain when you guys slap each other's backs.
No, it's very gentle. We slap each other quite a bit.
Just warming each other up. It's
Usually on the ass, but
our foreplay anymore. All right.
Go get it.
I would seriously give this a I guess 7.3. Is that a fair?
Yeah.
Because
That's really fair.
the other bourbons that I've had were just so overbearing, I think, that I couldn't even really like get a recommendation out of it for myself. But this I could, and it probably helped too to have you talking me through it
Mhm.
to be like, oh, okay, that is actually what I'm tasting. So,
well, it's so neutral for me because I, just not a huge fan of it of all. But because it smells like Fruity Pebbles, extra point 6.0.
it's good.
There we go.
So what is the proof? 68?
90.
86.
Oh,
86. Did I say 68?
Yeah,
I meant
anything under
86,
anything
yeah.
under 80 would be a
That
cooler.
is dyslexia.
Okay, so 86 proof. Coming in at $23. 22, 23.
somewhere in
All
that
right.
range.
I didn't even factor in.
I mean, I think the 7.2 range is probably pretty good.
Mhm.
It has zero complexity.
Mhm.
It has stayed stable. There's maybe one other note that I could hit, which would be a lower C. And it's not that complex. Like I'm still going back to the first original $17 bottle of
Yeah,
Benchmark,
and that was
and it kicks ass. It's fucking amazing. Like that benchmark was the benchmark,
Yeah.
right? And it was. I wish you guys could have tried it. It was amazing. So comparing to that one and then the last one that we did, this one definitely hits a little better. So I'm gonna give it I'll give it a 7.4. I'll give it a 7.4 in the benchmark line.
I don't remember what the benchmark proof was, but it was 80 something. It was probably close to 86 because
Yeah,
this is the same
sure.
whiskey aged
Yeah.
somewhere else. I think it does have a little bit of complexity. I think it changed a bit while we were drinking it. But what it is now is just really kind of light. It's like watered down flavors at this point. Somewhere in the middle, it just tasted like Eggos. Like Eggos have
Eggo
kind of,
waffles.
yeah, Eggo waffles have like cinnamon built in.
There's
and
no
then,
secrets here.
Yeah, you put cinnamon on it. Yeah.
Continue. I don't want to interrupt.
No, you go ahead.
I
I'm
was
still
saying,
formulating my thoughts.
I want to tell a joke before we leave.
I'd love to hear it.
Wait, hold on to it.
I will. Yeah. Continue. Eggo waffles.
Like we picked out
Fucking
some
Rory.
maple flavors. It had a little bit of cinnamon. It had a crazy texture in the beginning, which actually did fade away and just turned into like watered down more than an Irish whiskey.
Did
Like,
you have that pecan taste?
I had some nuttiness. I wouldn't particularly pick out any.
I would have totally
individual
picked
one.
it out. Yeah.
But there was actually there was definitely a general nuttiness to it for a minute, but it's not there anymore.
No, definitely nuttiness.
Mhm.
The pecan really hit it right on the nail.
These
All right.
nuts.
I guess it was pecan.
Didn't taste like those at all.
You're welcome.
Salted and all.
The texture in the first sip was really cool. It was actually an experience that I've not had before.
Mhm.
Like when
I agree.
when it hits your tongue and dries you out, obviously, but there's still liquid in your mouth,
The saliva, like I was
Um,
talking about.
and it creeped over your tongue, like Garrett said, and I was swirling it around. It had legs. It had legs that were in the glass. That's where you swirl your whiskey, and you can see kind of the film, and then it kind of falls down like that. That shouldn't happen in an 86 proof. That should happen in like a 110. For 86 proof, it had complication. That's kind of a proof range that Basil Hayden has, and Basil Hayden will stay
True story.
Yep.
Yep.
rigid standard the whole time through the bottle. This one changed a little bit. Where it is now is not my favorite. I think it's watered down. You guys know I'm a cask strength drinker. It's not Booker's.
My God, Don, we're waiting. Let's hear it.
That's my job.
You got a 7.0.
No, I hear you.
6.0.
We are on suspense, full suspense.
So what we have now is a 7.3,
My man.
7.2,
Oh, okay.
a 6.
Whatever it is,
A
6'9".
6.0.
The 6'9".
All
We'll
right.
say 6.9.
Oh, you're a 7
No, I'm trying to
Oh,
tabulate. what
He
we
is still
got
like
at the
bringing
moment.
us in.
Oh, okay. We're just
What
So
the
we're-
fuck
so
is
we
it?
landed
Don?
at a
we're
six-
passing vinegar
and
strokes right
so we're
now,
at
bud.
we're at like a 6.75 with your average. I think I'm gonna be right there. 6.75.
Really?
Mhm.
I thought you would
Hot
be.
damn.
And I wish I knew what I said about regular benchmark and bonded. Bonded was probably lower than that. I was upset with bonded.
Bonded was like no bueno.
You guys all didn't like it, but I tanked that.
Yeah,
that
you did.
average.
You did.
This one is in between bonded and regular benchmark, but regular benchmark was just so fucking cool.
Can I ask what is the highest rated bourbon that you've done so far?
We hit 8.
So I don't have.
You can certainly ask.
Yeah, you can.
So we know, maybe if this is accurate to that.
Yeah.
No, so there was two in particular. My cousin Lisa just messaged me and she said, "I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about."
I saw Lisa
Like-
like the broadcast.
But so the most surprising bourbon we've ever had would have to be Bardstown, and it
That
was
was a huge surprise.
it was
Benchmark was a huge surprise.
it was, but Bardstown was still like the most surprising bourbon ever, and it came out. It tasted like marshmallows and vanilla and
I-
everything
Yeah.
that you would want a bourbon to taste like.
Mhm.
And I was hoping this was going to be something like
okay,
that,
I
right?
see.
So like the benchmark, the first one that we did 3 weeks ago was just so complex and so great from the beginning to the end.
Mhm.
And you could taste all the difference as it aired out, as every sip you took was so different.
And it was all surprising for the proof around 85 and the price point at 17.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Bardstown, though, that one will always blow my mind.
Bardstown was crazy. Bardstown
And
got
that was about $17.
yeah, it was cheap. I
Yeah.
saw some in Texas this week.
Did it score above an 8?
Oh yeah, it was like a 9.4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
That
4 or 5.
that evolved into it was sweet. I would describe that as cherry fun dip. right? And you shouldn't get that. from
No.
bourbon.
Well, I'm saying no, like no, you shouldn't.
It's like, oh, it's an off
But
flavor.
after hearing that these other ones scored around a 9,
Yeah.
it would probably bring my score of this a little higher.
Mhm.
I don't think it would surpass 8.
Oh no, definitely not past 8.
Yeah.
So
This is average whiskey. Like
we have a average of a 7.1
Mhm.
on this tonight,
Mhm.
right?
So we're positive people.
Well, wait. We still have the pairing of the cigar
right.
to the bourbon. And I'm going to say that the cigar, this Rocky Patel,
It's an outstanding cigar, right?
what's that?
It's an outstanding cigar by itself. right?
Outstanding
Yeah.
cigar by itself. And I think if we paired this with something like the Bardstown,
Mm.
it would bring out so much more flavor.
Mm.
It would be so good.
So just I didn't comment on the side stream smoke, but it feels like something you should pair with Blade and Bow. Blade and Bow is one of our favorite that we've had so far, and Blade and Bow was the most bourbony bourbon you can ever drink. You've got it at the bar, you have it at the sidebar. It's just everything you want from bourbon. It's like baking spice, like cinnamon, maple syrup, clove.
It's so good.
It's so
Yeah.
damn good. It's just like it's perfectly centered and balanced.
When
And I
was the
think
first
that
Blade and
cigar
Bow
is
that we
kinda-
did? It was
Florida.
down in Florida at Cape
I
Cape
think-
Coral,
I think
right?
I'm gonna say we may have overrated it because we were having such a great time on
No,
vacation.
we didn't.
But that whiskey is so damn good.
So this pairing is actually it's kind of the same. Like I taste this Rocky Patel Disciple, and I taste this Benchmark, and it's kind of like the same taste going all the way through. When I had the cigar and I had the Benchmark, it was good. I'm gonna give it a 7.6.
Nice.
But then I'm gonna go over here to Rory, and I'm gonna hear him totally lash out on everything about what I said.
Well, I did smoke the cigar, and it was fun to be a, like a 1950s detective for a little bit, just solving crimes and accusing the wrong person.
I think you should have an acting career.
I was gonna mention that I actually have
We'll produce our own movies.
I have
someday.
quite the aspirations for comedy. I got some jokes. We'll save them. We can tell them whenever you're ready. But
We want to hear the one
As
that you
soon as
guys were saying.
as soon as you rate the cigar,
Yeah.
it's your half hour.
I
so.
I got my 5 minutes. They're being messed up. I didn't mind it at all. Not a huge cigar smoker. Definitely don't like smoke really anything. But I didn't mind this. It didn't hurt my mouth or my chest or anything like that.
No.
Which such a standard to like. Does it hurt the person? No, it didn't. I didn't mind it really. I felt it in my mouth and just a nice stayed in there. If I had to put some characteristics on it, I couldn't because I have nothing to compare it to.
Did you enjoy the cigar with the bourbon?
I hate bourbon so much. No, not all bourbon. No.
Did the cigar
Help?
help
Yes, it
you
did.
liking the bourbon?
It did.
All right. So you hate the bourbon and any bourbon,
Yes.
any alcohol
Yeah.
for that matter. And he was talking about birds and fucking Grey Goose, right?
LSD.
Which is a vodka
Yeah.
and LSD, right? So
History.
let's not even compare it to that.
But
Like this,
you were at a 6 with the whiskey,
Yeah,
Right?
this definitely.
and this helped.
Oh yeah.
So that has to rate above a 6.
Right.
Yeah. Let's go 7.2.
That's
7.9. It's really good. I
No,
like it.
let's not go there.
Okay,
That's
7.2.
fucked up. We'll go with your 7.2.
Don't
The
mind it at all.
7.9. If it was a 6.9, I would appreciate it.
Well, we did that already with the bourbon, I believe.
I think I'm gonna
Oh,
rate
did we?
the.
Well, I said 6.0
Wait,
initially, but I was like,
Garrett did take a draw of the
did.
cigar,
Oh, yeah.
right?
It was a decent draw.
Now you
Um,
have to rate.
I'm gonna rate it higher than your 7. Your 7.2.
I think you're gonna upset Anthony with this.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with like a 7.7, 7.8.
okay.
Only because
Not 7.8 then.
again I don't smoke anything. But I've tried a cigar or two in my life, but this I thought it was gonna kill me. But
It's a really good
it
cigar.
was a really great experience.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
7,
used
8.
to blow air into cigars just to get them to go away faster, so people would stop
Put 'em
offering me
out.
them. Like I wanted to be polite. I was like, "Oh, thank you so much," and I would just blow through them to make it go away.
Burn 'em
So
up.
I don't remember if this Rocky Patel disciple was a 92 or a 94, but it's one or
It's
the
up
other.
there, yeah.
So like
Probably a
it,
94.
it makes a lot of sense. It's a real smooth, dark, robust cigar. Like you guys keep drinking a lot of water. I'm gonna have to drink some more
Yeah,
water.
go
I
ahead
don't know
and
how
take
you
a-
still have water.
Are there any more questions on?
Just getting turned up.
No, you read them all.
Did I?
don't have
I
any
think there's
here.
one
I
more.
checked your Facebook. Well,
There's one more question we had.
trying to think if I have any questions.
Is this like a live
Oh yeah,
process
it's
right now?
totally
So
live.
people can ask questions if they wanted to.
Yeah, but they're all blocked right now because we're
Probably
having
for the
such a good
best.
time.
Yeah.
But I know the number one question everybody is asking is, can Garrett show us his abs? I mean, is that the
They're
question?
covered in tattoos and hair, so you won't be able to see them.
Fuck that. It's the tattoo of his abs that makes it fucking worthwhile.
So I would say I'd say come down to the bar here some night.
that's what I'm talking
and
about.
we'll do it
Yeah,
then in
that's
person.
right. Yeah.
So, what is your most favorite bar in downtown Williamsport?
Right here.
The Bar on Market.
The
Bar
Barket.
mark.
I've heard it called the Barket, and I love
Yeah,
that.
a
The
lot,
Barket.
a lot of people do call
Hot
it the
damn.
Barket.
Do they really?
Like
The
I
Barket.
think college students call it that.
Yeah.
Maybe
The Barket, yeah.
to become a name for them, but
We should totally have a Garrett Nolan fucking night here at the Barket.
Garrett's here like every night.
Wet t-shirt.
It's every-
contest,
it's every
Garrett.
night.
Garrett's here all week. I'm here all
They-
week, ladies and
They
gentlemen.
don't listen. They don't recognize him because he has a shirt on,
Right,
though.
yeah, who's
I
that
mean,
guy?
We're here a good 4 nights a week.
Yeah,
he
you have to wear a
actually-
crop top.
yeah. I actually took a long like hiatus from going out. He actually got me and he's like, "Hey, I really want to get good at pool." And we're going to call it billiards now because we're that serious.
That's what it's
Mm.
called.
But this became our spot for it and it's awesome. Like
So it's the only bar downtown that
Can we
has
can we play
a
doubles?
pool table.
It genuinely is.
And then we have the Bar Market and the sidebar. Both
yeah.
of them have a
Both
pool
the
table.
it is actually.
It
now.
is. There's no doubt. And then we have the cigar lounge that has a 1908 Brunswick pool
you got a
table
monopoly. on
that
pool
shoots
9 foot.
amazingly. A 9-foot pool table.
My favorite table.
And Garrett,
of
you
all
haven't
time.
shot on it yet. Rory,
No.
listen, I'm gonna kick your ass in
We're-
pool tonight.
We're playing
Rory.
some fucking doubles.
Guaranteed.
So
We're playing some fucking doubles.
we will
For
play
the
some
first
doubles.
time, that's the first time I've heard that doubles will be played.
We're the only ones that ask
Doubles.
doubles. No one plays doubles. here.
Everybody's always
we
like,
no, we
You
like
guys play Daryl downstairs.
They say beat
Daryl.
us.
Did
Beat me
Daryl
in singles, and then you can fucking play your.
did
bull.
Daryl ask you guys? Daryl always asks, doubles. What are you married?
he does say things like that. Like
We love Daryl.
We're
He's a
definitely,
good guy. He's a
Daryl's
good
great.
guy.
Daryl's a
Yeah.
great shot, and he's gotten so much better in the last year.
I wouldn't go that far.
I think
but
he's gotten
yeah.
a lot better.
No, he has.
but
he
he's
shoots.
always been.
He
Good.
shoots a ball.
He's always been good.
He shoots a ball.
Yep.
But listen, we're gonna go back here. We're gonna play some pool. We're gonna drink some more water.
Garrett's gonna give a preview of the progress.
Of what? Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be
Yeah.
shaft only.
No, the progress of the cigar lounge.
Ah.
oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Do you
Good
wanna
night,
hear-
guys.
Would you like to
Yeah.
hear this joke real quick?
Yes.
Oh, finish it off.
Wait,
Okay,
wait.
So I'll only tell it if you guys like dark comedy.
It depends
Yeah.
on your definition of dark.
That sounds like a no.
His might be darker than
John.
our definition. of
All right,
dark.
listen.
I think
I'll-
this is the place to do it.
At least we can just click off as soon as it's told and it's horrible.
maybe even before. Don, put your finger over there.
So
I'm joking. I'm
all
joking.
right. So
There cannot go ahead.
it'll be safe-ish. So we're coming up on Memorial Day. I'll get through it quick. I won't tell the whole thing.
You're slacking at that.
I know.
already.
I'm sorry. We're coming up on Memorial Day. A lot of veterans. And I'm a veteran. Garrett's a veteran. We know a lot of veterans, and they talk about veteran suicide all the time. That's the dark part. Veteran suicide.
Heard
And
that.
22 a day. That's the number. Pills, guns, hang. Who knows what? I'm just trying to think of all the ways I've tried it myself. And one day I was coming back on base, and I heard over the radio that there was potential shots fired, and I was like, "This is horrible. I gotta go see what's going on." So I follow the police to the location, and one of them shows to the other, puts a gun to his head. He makes the gesture that someone had taken their own life in their pickup truck. And I had found out later on that it was actually someone I knew personally, and I knew him a little bit, and he just loved his pickup truck. Spent hours in his pickup trucks, waxing and washing it, and getting all the mods and everything like that. And the family had to come down. And this was, Virginia Beach, Virginia, hot time in the summer. This guy, it didn't go really well, and it was just a horrible situation. The family has to identify the body, and in these horrible situations, you're just looking for any glimmer of hope. And in this brand new pickup truck that he loved so much, you just know someone out there is going to get a really good deal on a brand new pickup truck. And I know that's a messed up joke to tell, but I asked him if I could tell it before I shot him.
That's so fucked up, dude.
All right, there we go. Let's go play pool.
So wait. So you guys don't know this.
You don't know.
We're gonna.
I had a business, and it was called Crime Scene Cleanups.
Oh God.
Really?
I
Guess what he
went
did?
in. I went in and I cleaned up after people
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
that committed suicide or homicides for 20 years. And it was,
Or just people that died.
or just people that died. You're right. Natural death, mostly on a toilet, which is kind of crazy. My grandfather died on a fucking toilet, right?
Wow.
Pushing one out. Like, and I swear to God, like no disgrace, no or disrespect, right? Like it happens. Like when you're sitting on the toilet, you're gonna push one
Yeah.
out, right? And that extra strain on your heart is what fucking does you in. A lot of the times, there are so many people that die on the toilet, but somebody's got to go in and clean up everything, right? So, no matter what it was kind of crazy that I went in there, I talked to people, I said all the right things, and it was all the right things that like came from my heart, and it was comforting all those people. And Girls in the Hoodie, also my nonprofit, is about comforting all those people. And Girls in the Hoodie gives scholarships to children that lost a mother to breast cancer. And we have over 100 scholarships now. We're in, I don't know how many states, how many schools, and we give comfort to those children that lost a mother to breast cancer, whether they were 2, 3, 4, 14, 16, whatever it was. And that's why, like, everybody is coming here and supporting us this year and for years to come. Rehab, we love them. Like, they're coming here, they're performing. We're giving all these scholarships to all these kids, to all these different schools, and it's great, right? And you have to make humor about the people that we have lost, because we all have these good times, and we have to see that too. I don't mean to be sobering. I'm not trying to be sobering, but damn, like,
Good luck.
I know. I mean, it's a tough realm to be sobering in, right? And to find humor in, right? But there is humor. We have to look at all the good times, and that's all it's about. It's about the good times.
I agree with you on that
To
one.
the
That
good
was-
times,
Really good time.
not to the bad ones. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Listen,
Thank you so
this
much.
was great. I'm so glad. Rory, Garrett, Don, I love you.
Hey, and I want to say thank you for having me on here, and
Thanks
Rory.
for saying yes.
This is my first time.
Rory, thanks for letting us meet you.
Popped the shit out of my cherry for this
Yeah.
one.
His bourbon cherry. There are a lot of cherries and bourbons,
Actually, you know what?
I don't
there-
drink old fashions.
My bad.
I don't like shit in my whiskey.
I actually, I really like old fashions.
I had one.
Me too.
I was like,
This is pretty solid.
Garrett, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I did not think that I was gonna experience all this tonight and get that knowledge.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I thought I'd struggle to talk. Clearly not.
All right, Don and I are gonna go like kick your guys' asses.
Yeah,
in
we're
front
gonna-
of
All right, let's
us,
do
you
this.
know?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Good
wait,
show.
you want to show them the quarter we're gonna do to place down our game?
Oh yeah, I got some fun
We're so into this. You know how everybody places their quarter down for the next game.
You
Who
guys
has
have a
it?
quarter.
Dude,
I hope you have like a Lady
That's not
Liberty
it.
like $50.
He specially-
I have that wallet in black.
Oh
I
yeah,
have that wallet.
with the
I've
little
never
air
seen
tag, with the little
anybody
air tag in there.
have this wallet.
I lose my shit all the time. So my keys are in my car right now. So I
He
can't lose
gets
them.
these fucking.
But these little coins, like one of them has like a
This guy's got
dragon on
challenge
it.
coins.
I have challenge coins. I'm actually having a challenge
These
coin.
are not
made.
challenge coins.
Listen, hey,
These are
I'm-
some
I'm
Japanese
I'm
fucked
making
up
a
shit.
challenge coin right
It's
now.
huge.
You will get one. I want
This
you
is
to know
a-
this.
This is a Churchill with our Queen Elizabeth II, R.I.P.
Heck
as
yeah.
a this is 1965 as like a 140-year-old.
This says nothing
1965.
like this.
That RIP
This
is so
is all in
tasteful, too.
Chinese, dude.
Well, I've got a Churchill.
I don't.
This is
You got the dragon and
Yeah. It doesn't. So what's,
Oh, I do have the dragon.
this is
yeah.
British money with no denomination.
I don't
on the
actually
money.
think it's real currency.
It
I
can't
think
be
it's a
because it doesn't say what it's
commemorative.
worth.
They're both commemorative.
Yo, let's go play them.
Anyways, let's play for these coins.
We'll play for these coins.
You got
Thanks so much.
fucked.
Guys, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Garrett. Thanks, Rory.
Oh, man, when I stood up to piss, I realized I was so
I think, Don, you have to press leave.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
If you want to leave.
Bye.
Bye.